Hello? Do I have sound? I have sound this time, so that's positive. It goes. I'm really fucking tired. Uh, yeah, waking up at 3:30 in the morning is rough. Uh, when you haven't done it for a week and a half or so. And then now I somehow have signed myself up to cast 2 games and then a best of 5, so I don't know how that's gonna go. Might have to quit in the middle of the best of 5 to be honest, but yeah. We'll see. Got no co-casters. Gonna try to do this as coolly as possible. Yeah, I thought it was a best of 3 when I signed up for it, but it's a best of 5. I'm hoping it's just a 3-0. The teams don't look super evenly matched, but we'll see. If it's not a 3-0, probably gonna have to just stop that, get some replays, do it tomorrow. But yeah. Also really bummed out. Doc Emmerich decided to retire today, which he's the guy for the NHL. Basically, if you've watched any Stanley Cup game, if you've watched any important game on NBC, he does the play-by-play for them. He's basically my personal role model, somebody I'd really love to emulate someday. Somebody I tried to emulate when I did hockey play-by-play casting, and now somebody I hope I can carry into League a little bit. I don't know. I'm not rap goddy, so it makes it a little bit more difficult. He's not a rap god either, though. He just describes things in very unique and descriptive ways, and I really love his voice and his general demeanor. But he retired today, so won't ever get to hear another hockey game casted by him, and that's a big bummer. But, I'm happy that he gets to retire and do the things that he wants to do. He apparently just wrote a book I'm probably going to buy just because that's a thing. Hopefully he writes a couple other books, just does something that is public so that we can continue to consume his content, because he was just an immaculate storyteller. And, he'd weave these stories in and out of his play-by-play. I don't know. It's pretty indescribable if you haven't listened to him actually do play-by-play. I fail to do it, but it's something that I like doing when I can with my own play-by-play. It's harder when you don't. I haven't watched these guys play hockey since they're 15 in the juniors. I haven't watched Aikido play League of Legends for the past 15 years, and now all of a sudden he's got a chance to do something. I try, but yeah. It's rough because I genuinely don't think that there's an equivalent to him in any other sport. Basketball has some great announcers. Mike Tirico comes to mind as kind of one of the better guys right now. But there's nobody that just is basketball. There's nobody that just embodies what is good about basketball right now. If you look at football or baseball, you have to look at Joe Buck, and I think that he's very mediocre at what he does. But he gets paid a lot of money to be very mediocre, and good for him. Or Jim Nance, or I don't know. I just don't feel like there's an equivalent in any other sport currently. I don't hate him. He's worked a lot on his presentation. I thought he used to be just the fucking worst. And now he's not the fucking worst, but he definitely doesn't get up for every single game that he does. When you listen to Doc, if it's just a regular season game in the middle of the season, just a slog, he had the same presentation and atmosphere about him that he would going into a playoff game, going into the Stanley Cup final. And I loved that about him. And like one of the big stories about him is he'd go to every single morning skate, which is something that national broadcasters just don't really do. But he'd go to the morning skate, he'd look at the lines, and routinely he would, talk to the local announcers and just be like, how lucky are we to get to watch hockey every day and commentate it? Just, I don't know. There's a little bit of a mythos about it. But anyway, I've talked for now like 10 minutes about Doc Emmerich. Don't laugh at me, my wife just came home. She knows I'd talk for more than 10 minutes about Doc Emmerich. Gold or Riot? I'm gonna have 1/5 of your guys. I'm gonna do gold. I don't want to promise tomorrow, but uh, tomorrow or Wednesday or whenever I have some time this week. I will do it though, don't worry. Oh, the window? Okay, I'm gonna go open the window and then we're gonna do a cast, so I'll be right back. Sorry, I had to turn on the heat for the first time uh, this year, so it smells pretty bad. I don't have as much of an issue, but my wife doesn't like it, so I have to crack the window a little bit. Still have 4 minutes to kill. How are you guys doing in the chat? How is your day? Aikido, are you feeling a little better, I hope? I don't know about Austin or Lane's day, or I would ask you specifically about those, but hopefully you guys had a good Monday. Also, I've been slowly working on the second brain check. Funnily enough, I'm talking about motivation in it, and I just have not been motivated to do it. So I haven't forgotten about that particular thing, but it's coming. You're tilted just to talk in general chat. I don't want to rehash a discussion about it right now, but I don't know. I like that people, like even us here in ROTM, can get fired up about LCS because we're passionate about it. We want these teams to do as well as they can. And it's good that there's different ideas on how to do that. But it's hard sometimes to hear other people's opinions. And honestly, I imagine it's even harder as someone, in a coaching or in a GM role in one of these league teams, trying to make those decisions in order to be as good as you can be, or to be profitable. Like there's so much nuance to what they have to do that we don't have. I don't envy them. All right, I'm going to start 1 minute early just to bug Miguel. But welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the RotM Review, week number 8. These games were played on last patch, so on 1021, I think, or maybe 1020. I don't keep track of patch numbers, I'm going to be entirely honest. The sound's pretty low because of the recording. I apologize for that, but I'm just going to start because there's a lot of casting that I have to do tonight. Oh, and then I hit my microphone. We're off to a great start so far. Let me get this. I hope that I'm not just monitor capturing and you're just seeing. Oh, you are. Cool. All right. I think I've got it all set up the way that I want to. So, on the blue side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars for game number 1, is going to be Return of the Middlesticks Platinum in the top lane. Liposuction lane on Shen. Aikido in the jungle playing Kha'Zix. X-Craze in mid on Syndra. And Karasuda and Black Salt playing Kai'Sa and Nautilus. And On the other side of the map, wearing the red health bars for game number 1, are Quarantine Recovery Group, which I guess technically am part of now. Sir Dustball in the top lane playing Darius. Uh, I could talk. Anyway, I'll come back to that one. Chrono Baker number 6 in the jungle on Sejuani. Shafty and Nid on Vigar and True Magic and True Fury in the bottom lane playing Vayne and Thresh. Have been listening to a history podcast recently. There's a king of Persia named Darius who's very famous. Learned a little bit about him. It's spelled the same way as Darius, so sometimes you have to go for the Darius, sometimes you have to go for the Darius. Anyway, Aikedo is going to start on blue side, on his blue buff, and Sir Dustball is trying to wait and intercept liposuction lane on the way back to bottom lane. What's interesting, most interesting, I think, is that Karasuda and Black Salt are going to get this free shove and potentially already grab a hook at level 1 onto True Fury. Not going to get that full passive stack, though. The in-game volume is unfortunately very low on this VOD, and so you probably will not hear any of it. I could start making some sound effects if you guys like, but I think that would be significantly more annoying than me just talking, which is already pretty annoying to begin with. But yeah, I can't really hear it either. It's making some sort of a noise, apparently. Like my OBS is registering that there's noise, but it's not loud enough to be audible. Anyway, Black Salt, Karasuda hit level 2, walk forward, take another big chunk out of True Fury after missing that hook, but he's very chunked, and he's going to have to chew through some of these potions and try to stay safe. You can see he's even playing behind his Vayne, which is really not where you want to be, because if Vayne gets hooked, she's probably dead. Looking across at some of these other matchups, Vigar's actually pretty good into Syndra. It's one of those that, like, Nemesis has played mid, Jensen likes to play this matchup, but those handful of people who play Vigar, Niski is another one, you can do it into Syndra, and relatively easily, because she has to walk forward into your range. The only thing that completely outranges is, like, max range Q with the knockback, so you have to play it very carefully as Syndra and have your dodge feed on. In the top lane, Darius just beats up Shen. This is not a fun matchup for Shen, especially early on. It starts to even off once you get like Ninja Tabby Bramble Vest, but for the time being, it's very difficult. So we'll see Lane have to farm underneath his turret, and you can see that shove-in's going to give Sir Dustball and Chrono Baker priority on that Scuttle Crab. Aikedo's going to trade it back on the bottom side. So nicely done so far. Keeping safe, and a stun going to land onto Shafty. He throws out the cage. Aikedo just waits on the other side of it, tastes his fear, jumps forward for the autos, and it's first blood for Aikedo in the mid lane. Really nicely played on that one. Just super patient, waiting out the baby cage, waiting on the other side, and they're able to cash in. Black Salt lands a hook, but he gets condemned into the tower. A really good play by True Fury and True Magic. The Flay plus the condemn from Vayne just going to cost Black Salt a little bit in that trade. So nice quick reflexes there from Fury and Magic. And they're able to capitalize on Black Salt landing a hook and just not, like, he's so deep on that after those 2 skill shots move him back that he can't get out with Flash. Now down that Flash, it's going to be harder for Black Salt and Karasuda to step up in this lane. Kai'Sa already, I think, is even range with Vayne, maybe slightly longer, but with Tumble you can close that gap pretty easily, and plus the Vayne passive, which I will still contend is one of the most broken abilities in the game. Anyway, another hook on the bottom lane, but Chrono Baker's here going to slide in, get a knock-up. Oh, a really good hook, though, onto Karasuda. Fury and Magic playing this lane really well. Teleport in from liposuction lane. He can't quite decide who to turn on, but doesn't want to get left in no man's land. As Sir Dustball also teleports in to make sure that the Shen can't pick up Fury on the back end. So Quarantine Recovery Group with some nifty little plays here in the bottom lane, out to an early lead, at least there. I'm really curious to see once Magic goes back to base, how much that actually accounts for. Because you can see Karasuda already has the pickaxe, and I don't know that Vayne will be able to get that much more in terms of stats. If she can get a Bilgewater, I would say that that's pretty good, and should be able to if that gold count isn't too deceiving, but I guess we'll find out. Big moment of truth. What's it gonna be? It is a Bilgewater. Okay, so yeah, Magic with a pretty decent lead. If nothing else, they can take more sustained trades. Good knockback onto Shafty, and you see X-Craze has to play that range so carefully. If Shafty is just a little bit more patient or has a little bit more range on that, it's going to be very hard for X-Craze. He'll get trapped inside the middle, and then it's all about dodging. But he's playing it immaculately so far. Chrono Baker's going to get spotted. Aikedo should just be able to take him to the cleaners here as he gets isolated, jumps forward, but Sir Dustball is ganking here in mid lane. The Void Seeker lands onto Shafty, so they have the possibility of the jump in from Karasuda if they need it. Sir Dustball just dodging everything out, but now Fury and Magic on the bottom side. They have a level advantage, they have an item advantage, and yeah, Black Salt and Karasuda don't want any of that. They're going to have to take a longer way around. But Shafty able to go back, buys the Lost Chapter, countered by the Lost Chapter from X-Craze. He's got Boots advantage just based on the farm, which is 7 CS, not 7 CS and an assist. Another hook lands onto True Fury. Now Aikedo's going to jump in, has the Stand United on top of him as well. Fury taken low and taken down. Liposuction Lane got pulled out of the channel, and Sir Dustball goes in, uses the Execute with max stacks. He's trying to play the edge of this range, but misses the Decimate, and Lane actually comes out ahead on that trade. That's not what you want to see as Darius. You need to be able to capitalize on that first ultimate. Otherwise, it's going to be a rough time because now Lane can start to really scale up. He's got a CS lead somehow. I guess because Dustball roamed mid earlier. But now that Darius could be in a bunch of trouble as X-Craze is headed to the top lane. Chrono Baker here to kind of counter gank. So the Sejuani and the Syndra, yeah, are fighting down on the bottom side. X-Craze forward with the ultimate, and he'll unleash his power onto Sir Dustball for the kill in the top lane. Well, they're able to take down the Darius, and that is exceedingly troublesome for Quarantine Recovery Group. Now they're really going to have to rely on the Vayne and Syndra scale, or the Vayne and Vigar scaling, the two Vs, um, to try to get themselves back into this game. Aikedo gonna have his claw evolve so he can solo out this dragon relatively carefully. He's actually on a ward, and Quarantine Recovery Group just not willing to go in and try to push him out, at least threaten him a little bit. And that's an early Infernal Dragon going to return to the middle sticks. So they get the kill in the top lane and they get the dragon for free, which really doesn't feel great for QRG. Ideally, you're trading one of those for the other, you would imagine. But nothing coming up so far. So about 1,000 gold lead for ROTM. Pretty comfortable in all their lanes right now. Need to be careful of True Magic, though, on this Vayne. Now double pickaxe though for Karasuda because he got a cheeky cheater recall. He's down in levels, so has to be careful of that final hour being popped by True Magic. And Fury and Magic going in, the Flay not going to connect with him as he's able to dash away with the E. Black Salt's level 6 now as well, so everybody kind of hitting those ultimates. And the lane state's going to equalize. So I feel like they've navigated the worst part of this. Magic not able to continue to increase his lead, while Vayne does probably outscale Kaisa, question mark. They're in a good spot. And this is the only lane that we're currently worried about. Really need to see QRG start making some plays, especially with Chrono Baker's Sejuani ultimate. You have some playmaking available to you. But we really haven't seen a team try to take it to ROTM in the early game, which is when they've looked the most vulnerable. This mid game is usually when it starts to snowball, and we'll see if QRG can just kind of hang on. And they have scaling tools available to them. Oh, we're even getting. Look at the spectate here. Our recorder here going to get the gold totals for us on the bottom bar. So you can see about a 600 gold lead for Magic, but that's equalized pretty much across the board by everyone else. Fury going to pull in Chrono Breaker. And this is a really nice looking gank. Flash away from Karasuda. He's going to go in with the Void Rush. Has the Shen Ultimate on top of him. A double taunt. They'll take down one, but it's traded back. Unfortunately, the Sejuani takes the kill in exchange for the Kaisa. True Fury still in trouble as he gets autoed down, and Black Salt slaps him with the anchor. Another hook gonna land. I don't think they can follow up onto the Sejuani. And there's nobody left coming for QRG. Shafty even gets chunked out in mid lane, and all the plays just going wrong right now for QRG. I liked that they attempted to force, but they weren't able to finish off Karasuda in the time frame. True Magic dies, and that means that the trade is technically a net positive for ROTM as Karasuda gets the kill in exchange for Chrono Baker. I'm always like on the edge of calling him Chrono Breaker. Um, he should play Echo. Liked him better when he was just Baker Mayfield. I don't know why he added the Chrono. Maybe it is a pun. Maybe I'm like too big brain, but also not big brain enough. Regardless, he's like 14 CS behind in the jungle, so that's kind of rough. Aikedo is up essentially that whole serrated Dirk, just because he got his free ass boots as well. Oh, jumps into the baby cage. That's not gonna help. Oh, Shafty might have been able to finish. He doesn't have that much damage. With an auto? I don't know. I think you use it. Like, there's no reason not to. You get free AP by using it. And it's not like he's going to kill Syndra in the 1v1 because he's been completely unwilling to step up and put him in the cage. So his ult leaves you at 200, but then he can walk up and auto Q and just win the trade because you already used your jump in. And you have flash. I don't know. Take the free AP. Just take some AP for free. Because right now he's not getting any. He's not walking up to Syndra. He's not willing to make that play. He's going to get stunned up anyway somehow. And then die. Yeah. Should have taken the AP when he could get it. That's what he gets him. And now he's going to lose his tower. That's really rough. X-Craze is just dominating this matchup. All right, so I talked about how QE was the only thing that outranged. If you can routinely land QEs on the Vigar, I guess you just win the matchup. Thought it was a Vigar favored matchup. We're learning differently. X-Craze teaching us. Me, the bronze 1 player. I hit silver 4 in flex Q. I can't use that shtick anymore. Anyway, Sir Dustball and lane gonna trade in the top lane. It's pretty boring. Top laners, am I right? Everybody buzzing around this dragon. Fury. Oh, they're pinching on Karasuda. Black Salt's gonna hook Fury. Try to stun him up. Aikedo jumps in, just trying to chunk out the support, and they will do it. Karasuda's still alive, now gets the Shen ult. They're trying to call everybody in, and Magic is stunned up, gets taunted down by Liposuction Lane. But now the collapse from Vigar, he just isn't hitting anybody with the stun, which makes it very hard to kill people. And Sir Dustball trying to run away. Now Aikedo jumps in. They get the stun over the wall, and Aikedo's on a rampage on the Kazakhs. I feel like I'm being a little harsh on the Vigar pick, but really that's like his only job. That's the one thing you have to be able to do is either put people in the cage or hit them with the stun. You can't just play around with the range like that, or the team comp doesn't work. And Magic has been kind of left out to dry by his team twice now, and is starting to fall off the 8 ball. And now he's gonna die again as X Craze is right there. Just the extra root and the Void Seeker, Void Missile from Karasuda is gonna take the kill. I think Void Seeker's right. I'm just second guessing myself too much. That'll be a second tower for RTM, probably. Fury's scared of that bush now. Yeah, he took a long time to walk up into it. He's even got a sweeper out just to clear that pink ward. All right, so what do you do if you're quarantine recovery group? You farm up to 2 items and you try to win the game then. Basically, you give up the next dragon and then you fight for the soul. And you continue to fight for the soul until the game ends. Or you get the soul, which would be at 35, 40 minutes. There's your win con. I wish there were game sounds, just so that I didn't feel like I was just sitting here in silence the whole time. Anyway, another stun. Oh, I heard that stun, though. We got one. That meteor didn't do any damage at all. Oh my god. Alright, X-Craze is a little fed. Shafty gonna get knocked up by the Nautilus ultimate. Do they have the rest of the gap closer hook? Ah, that looked like it hooked him. That's, I guess, the other side of the bullshit Nautilus hitbox. Chrono Baker trying to kite back, gets hit by another sphere, Sir Dustball along the side. I guess they saw the Can you actually see that? The Sejuani passive being attached to him? Or did they see him sneak into that bush with the ward above the raptor camp? Either way, Black Salt trying to play bodyguard for Shelly. Doesn't really matter. They shouldn't contest. Like, it's not worth it to try to steal. I think, yeah, they're going to try to collapse on Karasuda. That's at least something resembling a right call, but they're not going to be able to find that one. This is rough. They're getting pulled everywhere across the map, and now they're just going to start hemorrhaging towers. Lane's on the bottom side, and there's no one who can answer him other than Vigar, who doesn't have teleport. It's rough. Black Salt looking for a hook. X-Craze not able to find the stun along the side. They'll find the hook onto the Sejuani and just take 3/4 of her health for a trouble. X-Craze doesn't have much mana. That's the only concern. There's the hook onto Karasuda. He tries to flash out a big pull-in from Sir Dustball, but they can't finish off any kills just yet. Karasuda gets condemned, but not into the wall. He gets the Shen ult. Black Salt's going to be left by his team. They're looking for the turn. X-Craze finally has enough mana for his ultimate, but not quite able to chunk through the Thresh. Now Akedo and Liposuction Lane in a little bit of trouble, but Akedo has the hop away, and Black Salt's the only one that died. And yeah, that was pretty unfortunate by True Magic not to get the stun on the condemn onto Karasuda. He just kind of slid close to the wall, but not quite into it. And as a result of that, they find only the 1 kill. So that's the big counter blow from QRG so far in this game, was to find 1 kill on the chase in exchange for their inner turret. They have to give up this dragon 50 seconds. There's no reason to contest it or think about contesting it or even like look in that direction. Personally, I'd just send 2 or 3 people top and see if you can accomplish something up there. But they're not going to do that. They're just going to make a passive play. Fury might even look at the dragon, and that's a mistake. I told him not to. X-Craze is up 2 needlessly large rods, by the way. Just a 2,500 gold difference at the minimum currently. Akedo dodged out the Void Seeker, which unfortunately was his own team's. But now the knockup gonna land as Liposuction Lane collapses. And look, they looked at the dragon. I told them not to do it. They did it anyway. They're gonna lose at least 1. Black Salt not able to find that hook. Oh, a good apprehend over the wall, but Akedo able to flash back over. Lane not able to find the taunt over the wall. That's a big stun by Shafty, but he barely has enough damage to kill Akedo over the wall. Uses the stopwatch, which will only kill himself, and X-Craze has a double kill. X-Craze gets his triple stolen by Black Salt. The classic. Sejuani and Thresh are just in the... Oh, Thresh just respawned. I don't know why Sejuani is back in the base, but... Yeah, in summary, don't think about the dragon. It's not yours. Imagine how much better that time could have been spent pushing lane out of top lane and getting a tower. Like, you'd actually get some gold. They can't kill lane in this. This isn't a fair fight. All right. Yeah. Anyway, that's me being analysis. What's fun to talk about? Let's look at some items. Yeah, there's nothing really fun there. Sir Dustball went for the Black Cleaver, which is going to shred armor, I guess, for his Vayne, which isn't really a consideration because she does true damage. So that's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, Shafty's just dead. All right. We blinked for a second, and somehow Aikido was over the wall. Now going to try to find Sir Dustball. Darius a little bit bigger of a fight to pick. Has to go through a couple rotations of spells. That cost him like 50 mana and 200 health. Fury, Magic, and Chrono Baker looking for that. The Condemn into the wall. Aikido going to get the Shen ult, but he jumps out but has the auto following him. True Magic comes forward, but X-Craze just says no. It takes him down with the sphere. Able to dodge out the hook as well. Karsuda's here. He's on a killing spree, and another hook's going to land. The dash in. It's a double kill for X-Craze. Lane hit R and clicked on somebody in that fight, and that was all that he had to contribute. Now he's going to clear out mid as the rest of our OTM clear out the top lane, and this tower will be devoid of hit points here in a couple seconds. And Shafty might be as well. Yeah, Rage Blade's finished for Karsuda. That's pretty cool. He's working his way to his mirror mana. Don't have any way to check the stacks. I'm sure he's getting like relatively close on it. Although he bought the tier pretty late. He went pickaxe, and then tier. So that might not be till the 40-minute. That might be the counter win con. Um, Sejuani's buying a Warmogs. I think that's still normal. That was normal back when she was popular. I don't know why you'd pick that champion currently. We haven't seen him do a whole lot with it. But they have late game scaling. If this game continues to go on, maybe that 10k gold lead, I don't know. X-Craze bottom Magi, because why not? You know, sometimes you just want to buy a book. You guys bought any good books recently? Maybe other than a Magi Soul Stealer? Give me some recommendations. Baron's up. It looks like QRG wants to try to contest a Baron, but Shafty is bottom lane, so this is 4v5. This could just be a trigger pull, although X-Craze is also bottom and can't join, so maybe not. I mean, they just win a 4v4. Like, if you're RTM, you win any fight you take as long as it's not just terrible. And even if it's terrible, you might still be able to slap them with your wallet as long as you're all together. But getting some resets. Oh, they're going to try to find X-Craze. True Magic taken pretty low. He'll be taken down by Aikido. X-Craze gets pulled in, but it just doesn't matter. Aikido's got the double, looking for the triple. Not going to find it because Lane swoops in to try to save him, has the Titanic Hydra as they just start to beat down on the Sejuani. Karsuda flies in, has the passive. That was really weird, but I think he took the lantern. It's just spectator glitched. Taunt over the wall as Karsuda's on a rampage, and that'll be the Bud Light ace. Will that joke ever... Oh no, Black Salt! Black Salt, why are you tanking? Oh no! Karsuda trolled him! Jesse, why? Why'd you kill your support? Oh no. Oh no. All right, there's a team fight happening. There's some people that got killed. It's a 2-for-1 actually for Quarantine Recovery Group as they're able to push in. But now X-Craze has joined the fray, not quite able to zero out Shafty. Didn't have the ball prepared. I don't think it would have mattered had he had it. Um, Oh, it's another stun onto Sejuani. They're starting to chunk through. The Qs are enough on the missiles. True Magic going forward. The dash Karsuda is enough to stay alive. Aikido gets game played by Vigar, unfortunately, on the back end, but he delivers liposuction lane. I guess off of the teleport kept him interested. Shafty and Sir Dustball forced to run away. I guess that's technically positive for RTM. They lost Aikido. They lost Black Salt to start with. They lost Lane, but he teleported back in, so it looks like they didn't lose him. Um, but yeah, now continuing pressure for RTM. Are clips not enabled? They should be. Yeah, I don't know. Um, yeah, lane gets a tower here in the bottom lane. It's 28 to 11. Still about an 11,000 gold lead despite a couple of positive picks. They got Cloud Soul during that joke that I played. Uh, is Taps copyrighted? No, shouldn't be. It's really old and there's like 9 billion versions of it at various speeds. I think it would be very difficult to pick up even if it was copyrighted. Anyway, True Fury is going to get hooked in after getting chunked out by Aikido. He actually lives thanks to that Aftershock proc. Final Hour pop by Magic. I don't think he can do a whole lot right now as our team just kind of positioning around the Baron. We didn't get a copy strike on the Get Wreck stream when I played it like 4 times or 5 times last year. They've upped their policy since then, though. Black Salt looking for the engage, not able to find that hook, but gonna get the ult onto Vigar, then walks into the cage, but Karasuda already has taken down the vein. Sejuani ult sails just a little wide though, as Shafty will fall. Another hook going to land. I don't know who hooked whom, but it's not gonna matter as Aikido is just Goomba stomping through the team. It's a double kill Fury, trying to get some happy feet, but Lane's in pursuit. Doesn't land the taunt. Oh, well, he's out of there. Flashing the Mastery 7. There's no way he's gonna. Oh no. He's getting collapsed on. It's all ogre. Aikido takes the Bud Light ace, the second one of the game. And at 29 minutes, RTM gonna finally crack the inhibitor turret as X-Craze decided he wasn't gonna chase anybody, just wanted to split push mid lane. Two inhibitors down. We'll see if they can just end. X-Rays is pretty low on mana. Has to flash out of the cage. That was at least a decently placed one by Shafty. Too little too late to really try this defense, though. And for now, RTM going to back out. Baron in the cards. 2 minutes on Elder. Either one of those buffs or both of them just end the game. So we're looking for QRG to try to make a game-saving play. And I don't know that there's one that they can make. 18 stacks on the Soul Stealer for X Craze. So that's pretty impressive. Might be able to hit 25 by the end of the game. I mean, really one team fight as long as he gets a kill in it. Over the wall. Gets the knockback. Aikido jumps into the pit on the Baron, and he'll smite that one away. No contest offered by Chrono Baker, but now the rest of the team collapsing around Hook from True Fury onto Black Salt, but that's not the one that they want. Magic hits the final hour, but gets chunked by that Void Seeker. Karasuda just trying to play this range correctly. Everybody else is kind of backing off, though. They're looking for this 3v5, but I don't know that they really want it. Right now, they're just delaying for the minions, though. There's double stack of super minions headed into the base, and QRG is going to have to try to defend it. There's even a minion wave pushing bottom. Like, there's just no wins right now for QRG. They weren't able to really contest the Baron. They got none of the buffs down, and RTM can basically just roll through the base if they wanted to, but for some reason, we're going to take buffs first. Just the duo lane threatening. This is 2v5, and they're not going to try to pull the trigger on this one. Aikido is waiting in the wings finally as everybody's starting to get grouped up on this bottom side of the map. X-Craze really needs to be in this fight in order to get all of his pages and his Magi's. Big fight gonna break out. So far going okay for QRG. They hit a lot of their defensive things, but it's all falling apart now as Aikido jumps through. X-Craze joins the fray. It's a double kill for Aikido as Karasuda trying to clean that one up. 2 and 2 apiece for them. And oh, how did Aikido get that one? I guess he threw in the Void Spike. Anyway, it's the full house for Aikido and Karasuda, and they'll finish the game off 38-13. That's not a close football game, nor is it a close League of Legends game. So yeah, I don't have anything more to say about that game. So we're going to take a short break, and we'll be back with game number 2. What's last? I have no idea. I just stole a graphic. It's for later. You're not seeing it. It's not Latin America South. I've got that much. I should maybe do some research as to what the acronym means. Oh, it's Legends Esports. Legends. I don't know. Maybe their Twitter explains it? Let's find out. It just says LAS. I don't know what LAS is. Legitimately have no idea what it's supposed to stand for. Legends Amateur Series, LAS. There you go. Answered that question. Give me another one. Who's going to win Worlds? Probably Top Esports, because we can't have nice things. Is this the highest quality I can get? I guess it is. Oh. Oh. I killed it. Oh, that's actually a lot better. I guess we just had low quality last game. That's fine. All right. Um, I mean, I hope it's Damwon. Damwon would be nicer. G2 would be nicer. Honestly, Suning would be nicer than Top. But Top is probably just the best team in the world. Anyway, this is an invade. QRG on the blue side of the rift for game number 2. Wearing the blue health bars. Sir Dustball in the top lane playing Shen. Chrono Baker number 6 in the jungle on Nocturne. Shafty in mid playing Orianna. And True Magic and True Fury on the bottom lane playing Caitlyn and Blitzcrank. I turned the sound all the way up. I don't know if it's loud enough to really be heard, but I cranked it and then I cranked uh, my like Chrome volume, and maybe it's loud enough to be audible now. On the red side of the rift, wearing the red health bars for game number 2, is Return of the Middle Sticks. Liposuction lane in the top lane playing Mordekaiser. Aikido in the jungle on Lilia. X-Craze in mid on Lucian. And Karsuit and Black Salt playing Kaisa and Set. And the late invade already from Aikido. He gets hooked, has to flash over the wall, but Black Salt comes in, hits the Facebreaker on 2. Chrono Baker taken low. Black Salt just flashes forward, trying to punch him down, but not going to have quite enough damage. Now he's in a little bit of trouble, though, as Magic and Fury looking for that. Aikido trying to run away on the other side and get some kills. Black Salt is so low. Aikato's level 2, but they really can't pressure. Shafty gets first blood. Actually, it's not Shafty. Shafty's going to fall as Karasuda takes him down. Meanwhile, Lane and Dustball are just exchanging pleasantries up in the top lane. I don't know what's going on in the jungle. That's way more interesting to me. Fury's still looking for the hook. Oh! Didn't find Karasuda. All right, so let's take a peek. The Raptors are dead. That's unfortunate, I guess, for QRG, as Aikido was able to take those and has a small camp advantage as a result of that. Um, that ward gave Nocturne 2 creep score? How's he got 6? I'm not really sure. Anyway, there's a zombie ward in the bush. Okay. Uh, I guess that's 6. All right. So 1 kill to 1. Karsuda got it, and so did True Magic. So both 80 carries. That's basically a wash. Big assist loss to Black Salt though, and First Blood went to Magic. So Magic will have about 100 more gold, and Fury will have about 30 more gold. Because First Blood assists are just not worth anything. Oh, but Magic has that experience lead. Look at that. Hits level 2 first before Fury does. Um, anyway, Karsuit and Black Salt just handling that lane right now. Getting shoving in on Kai'Sa's Set is kind of strange. Shafty, that's how that lane's going to look, as X-Cray's going to dash forward and proc press the attack whenever he can and get a lot of lane control that way, but Baker maybe going to look for it. Shafty lives with probably single-digit health. X-Cray's trying to kite away to Aikido as the Raptors respawn. Hook at the bottom lane is Fury able to grab Karasuda, but Magic is taken low. One more punch should finish it off, and there it is from Black Salt after the auto from Karasuda. So, killing the 2v2, and X-Craze somehow just lived in mid lane, and there wasn't anything else that happened. Um, all right. Aikido may be looking for a dive here. I don't think that that's super wise right now. If this were a pro team, I think they could do it, but unfortunately not quite there. Is Black Salt going to tank up some extra tower, throw the bowling ball over the wall, but not going to find a whole lot. Baker really needs to try to find some farm. He's going to grab some raptors right now, so that's at least nice. BMing you. Yeah, this Platinum team is not a pro team. That's BM. Just the worst. X-Craze has just a huge CS lead right now, and somehow got a gigantic back on that pickaxe compared to the Amp Tome. Um, Game 1 was mid-diff. Game 2 looks to be headed that way as well. Black Salt and Aikido not able to find a skill shot onto Shafty. He's playing pretty safe, or trying to, but gets chunked through again. But now Chrono Baker's here. X-Craze trying to throw some damage down, gets feared up. Aikeido's here to try to turn that one around, but it's not going to matter. The Ignite from X-Craze also not going to matter, as Baker going to get taken a little bit low. But a nice gank from Chrono Baker, trying to take advantage of the over-aggressiveness from X-Craze, and finally manages to. Oh, Aikeido will get a Dark Harvest stack for his trouble. Oh, trying to get a little bit more. One more. Oh, didn't have the auto. He actually just dies to Shafty. So Shafty, right back in it after that kill. Should be relatively even in gold now. Meanwhile, going to mix it up here in the bottom lane. Ignite onto Karasuda. He's fine. He's fine. I wasn't worried at all. Orianna is just in river with no health. Why is she there? Do want to point out X-Craze is level 6 and didn't spec his ultimate for some reason. So that's kind of interesting. Just letting you know, not slipping by me. It probably will at some point. I don't know why I noticed that particularly. Unless the whole thing's bugged. That's a possibility. Give him an out. I'm pretty sure he actually didn't spec it, though. Oh, we get the gold update. I need that annoying, like, MasterCard ping that happens during Worlds for when that happens. I guess that's a gold graph, not like just the gold totals. Sir Dustball gonna get slept underneath the tower. Aikido hits him with the Watch Out Eep, and I'll take him down with the Dream Laden Bow? No, that's the passive. I don't remember what the Q is. I was doing pretty well to remember W's Watch Out Eep. I'm really tired, guys. Alright. Blitzcrank's hanging around bottom side, so is Nocturne. They're taking this dragon, which is at least nice to see them getting a trade. Lane and... Well, Sir Dustball teleported back to the top lane in order to prevent Lane to continue from pushing. That was a sentence fragment and a half. Yeah, X-Craze got his ultimate. Level 7. When you get your ultimate, like normal. Is Q just blooming blows? I don't think so. Maybe it is. I don't want to look it up. Magic and Fury actually getting some good chunk down on this turret. That's 3 turret plates for them. They're going to have a pretty decent little gold lead, and you can see the attack damage lead that he's got right now. The BF sword pickaxe compared to the pickaxe and boots. They could play around this lane potentially, and you can see Chrono Baker looking for something. I don't know exactly what he's going to find because you'd have to dive or hit a hook, and neither one of those things are super easy to do. So now he's going to back off. He's got the Paranoia available and really needs to make it count on this first. Oh, he was on a ward the entire time? Oh, no. Lane's just trying to beat up Sir Dustball. He had a pretty good time in the Shen versus Darius matchup. Now he gets to play the lane bully. Got a 7 CS advantage, just takes him to this X dungeon. I don't think he's going to be able to find that kill. Oh, maybe he can. Spirit's Refuge from Sir Dustball. He got the flash. That's worth the investment, at least. But here comes the reinforcements up to the top lane. The Orianna and Nocturne just shading up there for the time being. Anything to get away from X-Craze, really. Like, I'll go gank top. I'll go gank bottom. Just anywhere but here. Get me away from the Lucian. Flash forward from True Fury, hits the ultimate for a little bit of damage. Not able to find the hook as he does get the knockup. Now has the hook available onto Karasuda. The ult from Sir Dustball. Going to pick up an assist on the way. Now Paranoia invested in the mid lane. This is not a great usage of Paranoia because there's no one here who can follow up on X-Craze, so he's going to just get out. Yeah, I don't really know about that one. Now he's going to be in trouble as Aikido is here, hits the bowling ball, has the sleep, will drowsy him under the tower, and not going to watch out. Yep, just going to be the cube for the kill, and he'll be able to run out the other side at Mach 5 because for some reason Deer can run really fast. I guess the extra legs helps. What do you guys think about the Psyop skins? Did anybody actually like them? I think the particles are cool, but that's it. All of the skins I think are super meh other than that. Black Salt looking for a gank on Shafty, hits the Facebreaker, not going to be able to pull the ult because of the flash from Shafty. So that's, again, worth the investment in the time into mid lane. And X-Craze will be able to continue to punish as he just dashes forward for a couple of autos. Oh, well. You know, it'd be like that sometimes, I guess. The second Herald, or that's the first Herald, is going to go top. I don't know why I thought the game was later than it is. Now Shafty should be dead. Black Salt going to pull him in with the Facebreaker. Still has the ult available if he needs it, and Black Salt going to take that kill. 2 and 1 on the set now. And we'll see if he can continue to be the carry that ROTM really needs. It's 5-5, but the game isn't close at all. Just wanted to point out the 3,000 gold lead that is somehow developed out of pretty much nothing. Lane gonna pull True Fury into the Sex Dungeon, try to beat on him for a while. Has the passive shield, now the extra Q, that's enough damage. All right, got the Conqueror proc as well, and he'll flash out the other side with the shield still on him. Stylishly done by Liposuction Lane as he gets the kill in the top lane. They're going to invest Paranoia. They're trying to close in. Does he actually have the damage to kill Lane? He does because Magic is able to get one auto. Now Sir Dustball in a lot of trouble underneath his own tower will get taken down by the Haymaker. Once again, Black Salt set up to be the carry as he's on the killing spree. No one else I would want the gold on, honestly. I need to stop flaming. I'm going to have like a new audience here in a couple minutes that probably doesn't want me to flame their players nonstop because I don't know them. Anyway, Aikido trying to take away the red buff, but he gets spotted out. The teleport here from Liposuction Lane is going to be a little bit late, but Fury is on the wrong side of life. Good Shockwave going to pull in too. Black Salt, run away, you're the carry. No, the shutdown going to go on to him as the auto attack finishes him off. But now Karasuda in the backside able to assassinate the other support. I don't know why he autoed that blast plant, but it's a double kill for True Magic. Magic 6 and 1 on the Caitlyn all of a sudden. And he's got an Infinity Edge finished. He might be able to go back and buy even more than that, but it'll be the second dragon for Quarantine Recovery Group. And they have a win con in this game. And it's to continue stacking those dragons. If they can somehow peek out around all of this lane pressure that ROTM has, you've only got a 2,000 gold lead right now for Return of the Middle Sticks. Look at Freak? Why would I want to look at a mediocre caster? All right. Yeah, so the pressure is just totally in favor of ROTM, even if they're not able to find those kills. We've seen a couple of fights now go the way of QRG. They're just using their ultimates better. Chrono Baker's actively trolling his team because he bought, I can't even think of the name of the item. The attack speed jungle item. I don't know why you would ever want to build that item on any champion, but he built it on Nocturne, so that's kind of unfortunate. He should buy himself a nice warrior enchant. I could even see Cinder Hulk if you're just looking to be really annoying on Nocturne and not ever do any damage. But Blood Razor essentially gives you negative damage and stats. Master Yi, I still would go Warrior Enchant because Blood Razor just is not valuable. Anyway, Magic's close to his Storm Razor. That's the big bright spot for QRG. They really need to play around him. X-Craze trying to cull down Shafty, but he's doing a good job trading, at least right now, now that he's kind of stabilized on the Ludens. Flash over the wall from Black Salt. Going to hit the ultimate and pull Magic back in, and he's separated from his Blitzcrank, and he's going to pay for it as Karasuda and Black Salt pull the trigger and find the kill. Really nicely done by the set. He's going to get pulled under tower. He should be fine. Double sleep here for Kato and Karasuda. That auto actually didn't wake him up. That was kind of interesting. Paranoia popped, but it doesn't matter. And Chrono Baker has gotten 1 kill on 3 Paranoias, and that's not a high success rate for Nocturne. So now a 5,000 gold lead. Our team has found the fights that they need in the last 2 minutes. Still 2 extra minutes on that dragon. Again, if QRG can find that dragon in the next one somehow, they'll be in an okay spot with Ocean Soul, but they're starting to really hemorrhage objectives on the map. Now all of the outer towers are down. RTM can start poking into the jungle, looking at some of these inner towers, and that's when the pain's going to start. Lane is up 60 CS in that side lane. He's up 2,500 gold on his own. So that's pretty disgusting. The rest of the lead, of course, on X-Craze, and mid lane has kind of equalized. Jungle is not as close as I would think, given the kind of relative struggles of both junglers, but 2-2 and 6 for Akedo plus a 40 CS advantage means that he's feeling pretty comfortable and is up a full completed item. So, you know, when it rains, it pours. Baker over the wall. They're looking for liposuction lane, but he's got his ult available. He can just really negate all of this for a second. Oh, not if he gets knocked up. He's got somebody in this X dungeon, but he actually gets killed. Okay, so you can't... I don't know if everybody remembers they were flaming Viper during Spring Split for doing that on Mordekaiser, just taking a Fed 80 carry into the realm and dying to him. But yeah, you can't do that one. You probably just take the Blitzcrank and just walk away. Anyway, taunt lands onto X-Craze, not quite in tower range as he's just trying to fight this one out. Dashes forward with the culling and actually successfully wins the 1v1 after getting the teleport out of Sir Dustball. So that's very concerning now. That went from not very concerning to very concerning in a matter of seconds for QRG, as now the red buff's going to be gone, the rest of this jungle as well, and dragon spawn in 20 seconds, and you'll be able to have liposuction lane teleport in, and X-Craze will just be on the other side of the map, but he'll be with them in spirit. Black Salt and Karasuda gonna not quite find Fury. Sweeper gave him just enough heads up to not get pulled in. Blind Hook from Fury not gonna work either. Magic and Fury, the real only bright spots for QRG. They're just trying to push in right now. Shafty on their back. Chrono Baker has the Paranoia, but he's only level 9, so it doesn't count for a whole lot right now. Gonna go ahead and dive in onto X-Craze. He has the Shen ult on top of him. The Shen Nocturne combo, of course, very famed. We have not seen it pulled off yet this game. And everybody gonna disengage. Oh, hook, not quite gonna land. Health bars are relatively even. This is a chance to regroup and potentially push in for ROTM. They're actually just gonna give the dragon. Alright, a little bit of a passive choice, but third dragon now. Somehow in the pockets of QRG. So you have that big win con. Your Ocean Soul, unlosable at that point. Never seen a team lose with Ocean Soul. That's sarcastic. We watched one at Worlds. If you're not keeping up. But now Baron is on the cards as it has spawned. Mr. Nasher has regained his pit. And at 20 minutes and 13 seconds, as we take stock, 6,000 gold lead for ROTM. They have all of the towers down that they could possibly want. Unfortunately, just that dragon total, keeping him in the game. Second Herald somehow also secured by Chrono Baker. I'm not really sure when that occurred, but he's got that potentially to draw ROTM to a side lane or to break mid tower if they can ever get a minion wave pushed beyond the halfway point of the map. So, like, if you're going Blood Razor, why would you go Black Cleaver as your next item? You're basically saying that you're already going to commit suicide anytime you ult, so there's no reason to try to go in and try to armor. Anyway, he's dead. We don't have to worry about him anymore. X-Craze is on a killing spree. They're going to pull back in Karasuda, but he just gets a big Void Missile. True Magic is still alive on the backside of this fight. You have to be careful. X-Craze finally finishes him off, but the Blitzcrank trades. That was messy, but Aikido wasn't involved at all, so somehow they win a 3v4? Was Lane there? Maybe it was a straight 4v4. I'm not really sure. It was a mess, but our team won it, and that's what really matters. And now the inhibitor turret in mid going to fall as Sir Dustball can do nothing but watch. Chrono Baker has Paranoia available. An important moment for him. Baron's going to get pinged out for RTM. Oh, they're going to have to defend the mid tower, though. Here comes the push. Sheila headed down mid. There's nobody with Sheila. It's just Sheila. Fury may be looking for Black Salt, but not going to find that hook. And Sheila's dead. Sheila did get the charge into tower, it looks like. So that's something. As here comes the rest of the minion wave. RTM probably doesn't know it, but they could take pretty much any fight they want to. They're up 7,000 gold. But choosing some safer option. Another bowling ball lands onto Chrono Baker. Swirl Seed, I think, is the technical name of that ability. I don't know why it swirls, I guess. I guess that's fine. Paranoia going to be popped. They're going in onto Karasuda. Ult out from Black. Salt does get spell shielded, but Jesse dives back in. Karasuda finds that kill. Teleport in from liposuction lane. Is the bowling ball not quite able to connect? You still have the sleep available if they can find anything, but Magic doesn't need to be slept. He's just going to have a gray screen for a little bit. And X-Craze finds another kill. X-Flash over the wall from Fury. Just to try to get him out. So 2 picks. I guess it's kind of the self-pick by Nocturne, followed by the actual pick onto the Caitlyn. And Baron for RTM. How much longer do we have? You're not seeing this. Oh. Oh, there's things happening. Alright, hold on. Ah! They won't let me into spectator! Okay. Now I can just not pay attention for a second, as we have a couple more minutes left in this video. So X-Craze is starting to push in top lane. Maybe I should have kept it playing. I don't know that anything interesting is going to happen for a second. Does this just... Okay, yeah, it was just showing my screen. Okay. Yeah. I thought I had that timed up right, but it looks like we're about 2 minutes slow. That's okay. We'll push forward with great purpose. Hopefully no one's trying to talk to me currently. If you're tuning in for the LAS playoffs, they'll be here in a second. Ocean Dragon going to spawn now as RTM trying to contest. They need this one in order to prevent Soul being taken by QRG. And it's started up. Dragon down to about 5,000. Shafty gonna get... Oh, not slept. He had the mark above his head, but they didn't pull the trigger. Dragon taken low. They're not even gonna ult in. Yeah, Set just goes in on the backside. Oh, they pull in. They're actually going to be able to take down Karasuda. X-Grays dashes forward. Not able to trade one back as Caitlyn relatively untouched on the backside of this fight for the longest time. Able to pick up 2 kills. Now the front side starting to fall apart as True Magic got a little bit too far forward and will get picked up. It's a triple kill for Liposuction Lane as Aikido finishes off a double. The full house for Liposuction Lane and Aikido, and they're going to march it down mid and presumably end the game. Yes. Okay. Look, they killed some tower. Oh, we're going to find some more kills at the end of the game. Oh, I thought it was the Nexus exploding. It wasn't quite. Okay, well, they base defend, and then we're going to have another fight as X-Grays is going to pick Shafty in the bottom lane. Wow, that was super weird. True Magic in trouble. The dash forward from Karasuda as they'll find that pick on Caitlyn in the mid lane. And now we should push in and end the game, hopefully. There's literally nothing else left to defend, so yeah. Paranoia popped. There's nothing happening. Oh, Paranoia going in. Chronobaker is dead. Alright. Double kill for X Crazy. Dives forward. He's going to find not a triple because Karsuda's going to steal it. Alright. Just kill the Nexus. I have other things I need to do. Alright, cool. There's the Nexus died. Yay, RTM wins 2-0. They improved to 6-0 on the season, and they'll play for a perfect season tonight at 8 p.m. Support the boys, but we'll have the stream later. Now I'm going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with the LAS playoffs between Bandits and the Outlaws. I need to try to remember that at some point. Okay. Whoops, that was a bit loud. Oh, we're in to draft phase for game number 1. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Return of the Middle Stick stream. My name is Maristamatic. I am unfortunately solo casting tonight. I'm excited to bring you this playoff match from the Legends. Oh man, Legends Esports League. Between the 3-seeded Bandits and the 6-seeded Outlaws. This best of 5 determines who's going to move on in the playoffs and who is going to go home and cry. I don't know if there's any prizes. I have very little information about this league at all, but we have a first pick Jin. I don't like Pentac because the timer counts up rather than down, but we'll see how this goes. So yeah, first pick Jin for Bandits. I believe Deathly is their AD carry. That's about as much info as I've got. For full disclosure, the only player I have any connection to at all is I know Oath on the Bandits team. He's the support for our Return of the Middle Sticks Gold team. I played with him before. He's a cool dude. But I know none of these other players and nothing about this league or team, and I apologize in advance if I say something stupid about it. But hopefully you all enjoy what should be an interesting, chill solo cast. So some interesting bans, all 80 carry focused bans from the Outlaws, and then the first pick Jin for the Bandits means that they have either a limited champion pool for Deathly, or they just want something standard all round in that Jin. The Morgana to counter as well as the Caitlyn means that Jin is not going to have a great time pretty much no matter what support is picked up, as they're going to be shoved under the tower, and the Leona is a lot of engage. Morgana kind of the traditional counter to the Leona lane, so I'm really interested to see how they're able to navigate that, if they're able to get any advantages. I'm kind of hoping everybody's in LCS order. I guess we'll find out. But yeah, then the Shen lock in for top lane, and you're set up right now for like a pick dive comp if you're Bandits, and Outlaws can basically flex wherever they want to at this point, but already taking more than the 30 seconds. This is the small frustrating thing about Pentac. Also kind of surprised I could fit it all on the screen, so that's pretty neat. But Kane going to be locked in as the jungler for Outlaws. I believe that's Given 32. It's 45 in this league. Oh, so they've extended the pick ban phase. Interesting. I'm assuming there's no possible penalty if you go over 45, but yeah. Now some more bans, as Outlaws have been taking their time to think about it, but Bandits have been really just snap with their picks, with their bans so far. But that'll be the Olaf taken away, which does pretty well into the Caitlyn Morgana, can break the CC, and there's the Tryndamere ban, which is kind of interesting. Shen should be pretty good against Tryndamere, but Tryndamere always just very annoying as a champion. I don't blame a Tryndamere ban at any point. And Diana, that's going to be taken away from Oath. I did do some small background research. These two teams played last week in the final match of the regular season, and Outlaws were able to take it and pick up their 4th win of the season to improve to 4-14. So even though the record isn't super great for the Outlaws, they've had success against the Bandits recently, and leads me to think that this 3-6 matchup might be a little bit closer than maybe anticipated, but we'll see. NASA's taken away, and now Outlaws looking at their R4 pick. Oh, and the Malzahar is the choice. Blind Malzahar means that they're very scared about assassins for Oath, and they banned away the Diana. I don't know, like, implicitly what else he plays mid, like the Ahri is fine into the Malzahar, but I guess we'll see where Bandits want to go here as their timer's starting to tick up a little bit. And the Vi lock-in, along with Lux. Okay, so this is a really interesting comp from Bandits, and we're going to have a long time to talk about it. So for now, we'll wait and see what Outlaws want to counter with, but feels like Bandits got some pretty decent matchups across the board. We'll see if Outlaws can pull out a nice counter pick here in the top lane to the Shen. Especially with the Tryndamere and Nasus already banned, as well as the Jax and Kayle. A lot of focus going toward this top lane. And Outlaws are really taking their time. It's going to be the Camille locked in. Oh, that's a neat little graphic. I didn't know that Pentek did that. That's actually really neat. All right. Well, Camille locked in to be the answer to Shen. I still think that's a pretty decent matchup for Shen, but we'll see how the Outlaws are able to navigate that one. So for now, we'll just wait for the client draft to start up. And then we'll get to talk a lot about team comps for quite a while. Again, apologies, I'm by myself, so might drop into some quiet time for a little bit at certain points just to try to save my voice. As a general heads up, we'll be done casting pretty much regardless of where we're at between 8:30 and 9 p.m. Which it is currently 6 p.m. So wherever we're at in the series, I don't really care. We'll pick it up later. We'll do it later. But we'll have to stop it at that point. I thought that this was a best of 3, but it's a best of 5, so we're gotta go to bed, unfortunately. I'm an old man.
Let me at 'em.
So for those people who have not joined us before, we are Return of the Middle Sticks. It's an amateur esports organization currently with 4 teams across 2 different leagues. We're always looking to grow our players. We have players as far-flung as collegiate right now on scholarship and apparently playing in this Legends Esports League. So that's really cool to see. And yeah, thank you for joining us. Please consider hitting the follow button because it helps us out immensely. So now we'll rewatch that draft and we'll get to talk about things a little bit more as we hang out. And hopefully watch some good League of Legends. Also need to try to talk over some of this champ select music because one of the songs is copyrighted. I'm not sure which one, but one of them is, and it gets the VOD muted, and that's unfortunate.
As you wish.
Ignorant thralls.
Do not try my patience.
All right, so as we're finally getting all of these team comps laid out on the screen, I did want to talk briefly about how these are pretty much the same comp going against each other. So it's going to be very interesting and I think very snowbally, just based on how that interacts. Um, because you have essentially poke and siege comps from both teams. You have the Lux and the Jin on one side as your sort of siege long range champions, and then you have a lot of single target CC from Leona and Vi and Shen to go in and pick people for bandits. Meanwhile, on the other side, you have exactly the same thing with like Caitlyn and Morgana as your long range options. Malzahar even kind of included in there, but then you have single target CC from Malzahar and Camille. Kayn is kind of your big wild card. If Kayn can get rolling, he can dive through uh, backlines and really wreak havoc. So I'm really keeping an eye on Given this game to see if he's able to get ahead on the Kayn, how early he gets his transformation, and which transformation probably should be Rost, but there's never any telling really. Um, I believe in general, I was looking in the lobby, our rankings are around silver gold range. So um, in games at that skill level, anything goes, basically. Um, and typically the team that's able to initiate fights wins it very cleanly. You'll see in like pro play and even some like higher challenger games, the team that initiate fights usually loses because players are so good at kiting away and at exploiting cooldowns that are gone. But in platinum and gold, the team that picks the first fight is usually the one that wins, and the team with the better tools to do that right now is Bandits. They have a lot easier time, but we'll see if Outlaws can play around that or if they get just a gigantic lead, at which point that doesn't matter. Their last game looked like a scrap just based on the like scorecard, score box thing that was posted on Instagram that I saw. But we'll see how it all plays out. A minute 45 left in that spectator delay. Thanks again for watching here, and apologies again for not knowing a whole lot about the league or the players. But we'll get better as the series goes on. But for right now, we're just gonna hang out for a spectator delay, and we'll wait it out. Save my voice a little bit. Oh, I didn't realize that would just fade it. Sorry. Oh, they're quick transitions. Oh. Sorry, playing around with obs. Maybe not the best usage of my time. Anyway, the Chiefs are winning, so that's kind of nice. Don't know where everybody in the chat falls on the football scale, but Oh, the World Breaker Malzahar skin. I don't think I've actually seen this one in game before. I'm kind of curious if that one is nice. But we're headed into game number 1 between the Bandits and the Outlaws. This is game 1 of the quarterfinals. The 3rd-seeded Bandits and the 6th-seeded Outlaws. So just to go over some names and team compositions, on the bottom side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars for game number 1, are the Bandits. In the top lane, I'm Trouble on Shen. In the jungle, Dream Unforgiven on Vi. Oath in the mid lane will be playing Lux, and Deathly and Overcomer in the bottom lane will be on Jhin and Leona. And on the red side of the rift, wearing the red health bars for game number 1, will be the Outlaws. Just Trust Me Mate in the top lane playing Camille. Given32 in the jungle playing Kayn. First time Sona in mid playing Malzahar, and a red wheelbarrow and tainted red number 96 in the bottom lane playing Caitlyn and Morgana. Both teams setting out very standard 5-point spreads. No one looking to exchange blows. It's kind of what you normally see in the first game of a playoff series. It's both teams tend to be a little bit more tentative than normal. But we'll see if they make up for that a little bit later with some explosive plays. Given gonna go ahead. This is the Kayn tech, gonna start the Wolves first, and it gives him some options in terms of his pathing, so we'll have to try to track that. Meanwhile, Dream Unforgiven going for the more standard, more usual red start. And we'll see where he wants to go from here. Probably for a full clear. I would be kind of surprised if in game 1 of the playoff series you go for like a level 2 gank or something like that. But Tainted Red and a Red Wheelbarrow going to go ahead and get the binding down onto Jhin. Nothing really to follow up, though, from Red Wheelbarrow. Actually taking a couple minion shots as well on the way through. His Overcomer hits him with the Q, and definitely with the 4th shot onto Tainted Red. And that's a good trade for Bandits early on in this lane phase. A couple of potions being chugged. Everybody should be okay for now, but the bot lane, I guess, quote-unquote cheese brush, not really working out for the Morgana and Caitlyn. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Just Trust Me Mate hits level 2, flies in on the hook shot, but not really able to find that trade either. Overcomer hits level 2 in the bottom lane, gets the captive audience, another auto, and the flash away from Red Wheelbarrow will keep him safe. So Summoners in the bottom lane as Caitlyn loses both of hers and the exhaust on Tainted Red. So really good trade for the Bandits as they're looking to continue. Is Morgana going to get rooted up as well? Overcomer trying to step forward. The binding lands from Tainted Red. Not able to chain that into the trap, though. Is definitely still sitting on this 4th shot. Can't find anybody to put it into, though, and they'll just settle for that wave. Oh, now the captive audience, the flash forward. It's first blood for Overcomer. Trap not really going to matter. Is definitely now trying to trade back out with Tainted Red. Another 4th shot into him as everybody should just chill in the bottom lane. Overcomer basically on cooldown has hit the Zenith Blades in on the Leona just to try to find that early kill, and it pays off as they're now 1-0 up, and they'll get the shove in, and everybody will be pretty happy for the Bandits here in the bottom lane. Just have to be careful of some of these bindings. Meanwhile, elsewhere on the map, nothing too extraordinary happening. You have a big shove from Just Trust Me Mate for the Outlaws up in the top lane. Trouble going to go ahead and hit the taunt in. Start to layer in some of these autos. Getting a little bit better, but then takes the Precision Protocol as well as a Tactical Sweep. That's a good trade for Just Trust Me Mate. And you can see all of these wards up on the top side right now protecting him. Means the Dream Unforgiven can't really path up there. And he's even on the bottom side going to clear out the rest of his camps down here anyway. But so far, both junglers choosing to farm it up, go for full clears. Nothing too exciting as Overcomer and Deathly now have to be a little bit careful as they're behind, just in terms of health bars, as well as this lane shoving in. It might have been better for them to back before that cannon wave so that they could try to reset and catch that at the tower. But choosing to stay, a little bit greedier option, but might be able to pay off for Deathly in terms of an item advantage when he is finally able to go back, as long as they don't die right now. But playing it very safe, Tainted Red hanging out in the bush, maybe looking for Dark Binding, but not going to find anything currently. As this bottom lane is apparently just the most interesting thing on the map happening right now. The directed camera doesn't want to look at anything else. But they're a little trade. Oath and First Time Sona both chugging through their mana, and that's going to make it much less explosive in the mid lane than it otherwise might be. But a big CS advantage opened up for Oath here in the mid lane on the Lux is actually pretty surprising. Malzahar, I guess, doesn't have the easiest time farming super early. Once he gets those items, we should see that start to equalize a little bit. But I like what Oath's doing, targeting those Voidlings, making it much more difficult for the Malzahar to farm. But yeah, the big tension right now is when are the junglers going to get involved? You also have the Stand United ultimate available for Shen, as Given looking here in the bottom lane. Zenith Blade going to land onto Tainted Red, flash away from the Morgana, definitely in a little bit of trouble as Kane comes in, and he'll find his first kill as he'll take down Deathly in the bottom lane. Well played by Given. No ult coming from I'm Trouble is kind of surprising, maybe to try to turn that around or save Deathly, but he was caught a little bit on the wrong side of life there. So, Given will get his first couple of orbs, gets his kill as well. He is a little bit behind in CS, maybe worryingly so at this point, as Dream Unforgiven has gone for a very turbo farm approach on this Vi, and will soon hit level 6 and have that Assault and Battery available. And Given already a level behind, now gonna just dodge out of the Lux E. Oath has the final spark available, hits the Light Binding over the wall, the final spark almost chunks through Red Wheelbarrow, and the Dragon will do the damage. So a kill in exchange for that Ocean Dragon is Given able to secure it and get out. But Oath with the heads-up play knew that they were doing that dragon, gets enough vision to be able to contest that and finds a kill for his trouble. Now we're going to eat some AIDS, though. Not the best taste. But you can see he's already pretty far ahead of the Malzahar in terms of item completion. Has the Lost Chapter compared to double Amp Tome. Needs to be careful managing his health a little bit, though. Tainted Red trying to tank out the minion wave, but just going to pay for it as Deathly looking forward, not going to find that fourth shot. He's already got a BF sword to his name, so those autos really starting to chunk through already, as Tainted Red not respecting that amount of damage. But Red Wheelbarrow has the Berserker Greaves finished on the Caitlyn. Gonna make it a little bit easier to farm under tower, but really those Berserker Greaves not a significant power spike, and it's going to put her even further behind the 8-ball in terms of damage in that lane. And I'd really look for definitely an overcomer, especially once they have the Solar Flare available to try to take advantage of that. But I like what this Camille's doing so far up here in the top lane. Has a 22 CS advantage over the Shen, and will be a split push threat, assuming that this continues for any length of time. But very smart from I'm Trouble. Has the Bramble Vest. If he finishes up the Ninja Tabby, it'll be very difficult for the Camille to trade in until like Trinity Force plus a Vamp Scepter. So it'd be quite a while before we see those trades really start to pay off for Camille. But now Given's here through the wall. They'll lock him down into the Hextech Ultimatum, and I'm Trouble is in trouble, and he'll fall down to Just Trust Me, Mate. Good gank up in the top side for the Outlaws as they even up the kill count at 2. Zenith Blade just not quite there from Overcomer, as Dark Binding sails wide from Tainted Red. Definitely still has all the pressure he could want in this lane. Captive Audience going to force out that Black Shield. And now Dream Unforgiven just beating down on Just Trust Me, Mate. He has to be a little bit careful. Q forward doesn't connect, and that means that Vi's now in trouble. Just Trust Me Mate flashes forward, precision protocol, tactical sweep, not quite going to be enough though, as Dream Unforgiven not quite able. Ultimate's traded here in the mid lane. The shield though from Sona, plus the auto attack to proc her passive. Really well done by Oath to get the positive trade in that matchup. Overcomer goes in, not quite able to bait out that black shield, now stuck on some traps, taking a lot of damage, definitely finally able to get involved. Dancing Grenade comes through, now the Zenith Blade into the fourth shot, but definitely now reloading as ultimates being exchanged across the gap. Tainted Red really low, but here comes Given. It's the kill for Deathly. Teleport coming in from Just Trust Me Mate, the flash forward and one kill for Given. I don't think Camille's going to really be able to find a whole lot other than some farm. So not the best teleport there from Just Trust Me Mate, but another kill for Given on the Kayn is going to be very important, as he should be getting maybe not super close to transformation, but he's well on his way now. But the black shield from Tainted Red really making it difficult for the Bandits here in the bottom lane, as the usage in that one ability's existence has prevented definitely an Overcomer from getting really positive trades down here. But right now, 200 to 300 gold lead for the Bandits as we take a look at the gold counts. Yeah, kind of what you would expect. The 80 carry in mid, both ahead for the Bandits. Everything else looking pretty good for the Outlaws. Ooh, a really good 90 caliber net there from Red Wheelbarrow to avoid the solar flare. Overcomer just going to eat some damage, as Leona's want to do. But yeah, really nothing expended there in exchange for that ultimate, and now it might open up an opportunity for Tainted Red and Red Wheelbarrow to find something positive here in the bottom lane. Unfortunately, those Caitlyn autos just not really doing a whole lot. Another really good black shield as Given is here, but so is Dream Unforgiven. The two junglers scrapping on the top side. Assault and Battery used onto Given as he'll dash forward, uses the Umbral Trespass onto Overcomer. Tainted Red hits the Soul Shackles and will go into the Zanyas. Definitely trying to kite this one out. Had the Shen ult on him. I didn't see why Shen didn't... Oh, he was trapped in the Hextech Ultimatum. Really nicely done by Just Trust Me Mate in the top lane. But now first time Sona and Oath are here. The final spark will find the kill for Oath as they're looking to turn this one. The Malzahar ult will finish off Dream Unforgiven as Oath trapped up in the Dark Binding, autoing through, trying to look for any spells that he can. He has the aids on him with the Voidlings chasing, and no one's gonna die. Oh, Comet? Not gonna be enough to finish off Oath, as he'll finally back off in the bottom lane. So it'll be a 1-kill advantage off of that trade for the Outlaws, and now they have their first gold lead of the game here at about 500. And that second dragon is spawned. We haven't seen a whole lot of emphasis on it just yet, though. Teleport up to the top lane from I'm Trouble, gets the taunt and a couple tower shots onto Just Trust Me Mate. So positive trade, but really struggling in the CS department now, down by 54. So something I am worried about is this Vi pick. Vi really likes to get things done early on, but we haven't seen it be super effective yet for Dream Unforgiven. Even spotted over the wall, he has the Ross transformation, gonna get bound up, and the damage is there from Oath. They actually just picked Given and they grabbed the dragon for their trouble. So a really good play by Bandits now to secure a little advantage, and we'll get an Infernal Rift. That sounds fancy. It's on fire. Some of the walls are gone. There's more blast plants for some reason. I don't know how that thematically works. But yeah, actually both mid laners on the same items right now. I really want to see Oath back because he should have, yeah, about 700 extra gold in his pocket. That feels smaller than it should be. Oh, he had to buy his boots, I guess is the other difference. Alright. Yeah, Malefic Visions from First Time Sona just trying to chunk through. Oath is low. Can he get away from the crabs? The Luden's proc plus the AIDS. It's a solo kill for First Time Sona in the mid lane on the Malzahar. The peak of Malzahar mechanics there from First Time Sona. Able to find that kill. But definitely in the bottom lane has his Infinity Edge finished up on the Jhin compared to bits of a Stormrazor for Red Wheelbarrow. And it's hard. Overcomer really needs to find a way to bait out the Black Shield. If they can do that successfully, they've got a really big just damage advantage. But of course, Given is just hovering over the wall looking for this. The Rift Herald actually goes down to just trust me, mate. So soloed by the top laner, using that advantage and pressure to shove in the Shen, grab the Rift Herald. Teleport coming bottom, as this is Oath actually on the flank. Dark Binding comes through, they kill off the Caitlyn, as First Time Sona's here as well. Big shield coming through, as definitely is trespassed upon. Double kill for Oath, and a big captive audience finds another one. A triple kill for Oath, as the Malzahar taken low. It's taken by the Jhin, but it's 4 kills in the bottom lane for the Bandits, and they'll sweep through this tower. Really big play by them. Good teleport by Oath. I thought it was a little too aggressive, but it was the Malzahar that was counter-teleporting. And the first turret of the game will go over to them as well. So now a 2,500 gold lead just opened up all of a sudden by Bandits. And they're starting to pilfer some of that gold. Oath in particular, 7-1-1 on the Lux. He is huge. Just trust me, mate. Gonna try to equalize something on the other side of the map. Drops the Rift Herald and he'll take down the turret. So, singularly, just trust me, mate is also huge. 134 CS, the most in the game, by a decent clip. And, you know, taking most of those plates early on, getting Shelly to push through the rest of the tower. Camille's in a good spot. If she can lock down the Jhin or the Lux, it's a very dangerous situation for one of those kind of immobile carries. Given and Just Trust Me Mate over the wall, maybe looking for something here in mid lane. First Time Sona has the Malefic Visions available if they're choosing to pull that trigger. Meanwhile, Oath is isolated in the bottom lane against the Caitlyn Morgana, which is really interesting lane assignment. I guess to stick him in the 1v2, not necessarily bottom. What's most interesting is that Outlaws are choosing not to match that mid lane, and instead Just Trust Me Mate gonna try to jump onto Deathly. Has the Hextech ultimatum, but they're just gonna burn everything into the Leona. Overcomer able to flash out, Malefic Visions ticking down. It's enough because of the Luden's proc. So they do find the pick. A little bit of split focus there as they initially jumped onto Deathly, but then blew everything into the Leona, who was relatively tanky at the time. But now Assault and Battery coming through. Dream Unforgiven cannot find that fight, but Deathly trying to fight his way through. Not going to find anything in return. I'm trouble just pushing in that top wave. Oath is now the big target as he's going to be trapped underneath his tower. Camille already showed behind. Oath is stuck in between a rock and a hard place now. Does he have a place he can recall? Does he have any play he can make? Are they even going to go for the dive? We're building up the drama and the suspense. Now they're pinging onto him. Hookshot not quite going to connect, but the knockup will from Given on the Blade's reach. And Just Trust Me Mate now is 3-0 on the Camille as Outlaws make their counter punch and now have the gold lead back for themselves. As the Infernal Dragon spawns, they'll roll on through it. Dragon taken low, not going to be contested. The Jhin ult coming through, third and fourth shot not going to find its mark as Just Trust Me Mate dashes out with the hook shot. Liked the look though from Deathly, just not quite able to find enough shots to finish off the Camille. Gonna interrupt a recall here on the side as Overcomer steps on the trap. Now we're finally starting to see some of that damage, but definitely now in trouble as Given comes in, able to dodge out the Blade's reach as he is the fast, but a Dark Binding lands onto the Leona. Soul Shackles coming through, making everybody slow. Not able to find any stuns. Overcomer's low, and the dash forward will find that one. Teleports coming in as I'm Trouble looking to collapse. They'll finish off 3. A really nice collapse from the Bandits, though, as they leave AD Carry by himself. Hextech Ultimatum not quite able to finish off Deftly. He dodges forward. It's really well done by the Bandits, and they'll find the counter kills as First Time Sona, the only one still alive for Outlaws. So the game just keeps turning over, and now the Bandits have the advantage once again. Down in Dragons, down in Turrets, but they have the gold lead thanks to some superior kill collecting, we'll say. And it feels like they're set up better for these longer sustained fights. The Jin doing very well, the Lux doing very well for Deftly and Oath. Means that they'll presumably scale pretty well into the late game. But Given and Just Trust Me Mate, pretty strong, can find picks, can find threat in these side lanes. And I think it'll come down to if if Outlaws can spread out the map, or Bandits can find these big 5v5 fights that they've been able to win so far. Oh, Light Binding gonna land, as well as the final Spark. Not quite able to chunk through First Time Sona, but now Tainted Red locked into no man's land. Hits the stopwatch, but just to his death. Baron started up by Bandits. This is very enterprising, but right now not being matched by the Outlaws. There's some pings coming down onto it. Given and Just Trust Me Mate are both close by, but they're choosing not to collapse. They're just giving up this Baron. Given finally maybe going to look in. He's on the outside. Can he get through the wall? It's not going to be in time. Baron's secured by Bandits. They're in exchange for a bot lane tier 1 tower. Like, I don't think you just blindly rush in, but you can really make Bandits think and continue to drag that one out. And First Time Sona has teleport. I don't know. I feel like you can contest that. Instead, it is the Baron buff going to the Bandits. And the first real significant gold lead as well to them, as we'll see how many towers they can break with this first buff. Right now choosing to 1-3-1, but that might be risky as Oath hits the Light Binding onto Just Trust Me Mate, trying to kite that one back away, but the Hextech Ultimatum available. Stopwatch trying to wait out some of that duration, but that's just going to set up an easy hookshot into the Light Binding. Does he have enough damage? It's not quite enough, as Just Trust Me Mate picks up the solo kill in the side lane, and that's kind of the risk when you set up 1-3-1 with a Lux in the side lane, is a lot of characters are pretty good at getting on top of her and finishing that kill. So that push stalled in the bottom lane. I'm Trouble going to be uncontested on this top tower. At least get one tower for the Bandits, but Outlaws continuing to roam around. Ooh, a big fourth shot. I'll actually force the heal and a little sidestep there from Red Wheelbarrow. Top tower secured by Shen, definitely walking up. They'll find the mid lane tower as well, as some of these outer objectives starting to fall thanks to the Baron buff. Given and Just Trust Me Mate now finally backing from the bottom lane. Dragon spawned, and Bandits are going to be the first one on it. All 5 members hanging around the area. Just Trust Me Mate doesn't have teleport, so at best it would be a 4v5, and they're not even going to contest. So 2 Dragons aside, a couple of Baron buffs still being worn by the members of Bandits, but I don't think that they'll get a whole lot more out of this, and we'll resume to our kind of neutral state. Again, it's about a 3,000 gold lead for Bandits, which I would say we're starting to get into the realm of like minor gold lead, somewhat significant gold lead. We'll see if they can continue to push that one forward, or if it'll be more trades across the map. As Just Trust Me Mate now finds the hook shot onto Oath, has the X-Tech ultimatum, and there's no stopwatch available this time for him to try to kite this one out. Has the light binding, hook shot forward, and that's another solo kill for the Camille. Dream Unforgiven gets ulted in by this Shen. Definitely super low. He flashes forward, able to take down the Morgana. First time Sona will fall to the double kill. Red Wheelbarrow trying to kite that one back out as the Kane gets interrupted out of his dash. Triple kill for Deathly. And now the dash underneath the tower. They'll finish that one off. So the side lane ISO between Camille and Lux goes to Camille. But the 4v4 for Bandits looks very strong. Near the mid lane, oh, Overcomer dies to the turret. Unfortunate there. So a 4-for-1 trade, all things considered. They're only going to grab the one turret now as they're trying to back to stop Just Trust Me Mate, but it's already the inhibitor turret. Now they're going to interrupt some recalls and try to trade some more. But that will be the inhibitor falling for Camille. Presumably, I'm Troubles here. And the hook shot away. So it doesn't finish off the inhibitor. That Lux ult hit, for the record. We didn't get to see the damage. It wasn't enough to kill him. That was unlucky. Whew. Alright. Well, things we're learning very quickly is Lux probably shouldn't be ISO'd side lane against Camille. Number one. It should just be I'm Trouble. He's got enough armor, he's got the ability to join. Sure, he's been interrupted a couple of times, maybe that's the big worry. But I still think you have to have Shen try to match the Camille. Because this thing hasn't worked out so far. So they're in the bottom lane. I'm assuming Camille was trying to hide, but when you auto-attack from a bush, it just reveals everybody in the bush. So both of these should be known quantities here. And Bandits are going to just buzz around the Baron. There's about 25 seconds before it spawns. They have pretty good vision control. Even going to take red buff here over the wall. He's got pretty low mana, which is a concern. He'll recover that as he's standing in the jungle. But right now, Caitlyn and Lux down here in the side lane. The ace in the hole over the top is kind of worrying there for I'm Trouble. He's going to have to give up this turret. Oh, the flash forward. Just Trust Me Mate going to find the kill. Looking really good on the Camille as he's able to use the flash hookshot. Now teleport coming in. This is the Camille looking to join. It's just a 4v4 here, but the Camille is threatening enough to get them back off of the Baron. 8,000 now left on it. First time Sona getting pelted by the curtain call. It's not going to finish him off now as Camille goes over the wall, definitely trying to kite this one back out. Stuck in the Hextech ultimatum, but now his friend's able to rejoin, but they do finish off the Jhin. Oath gets one kill with the final spark, but gets trespassed by Given over the wall. The Kane goes, but he's followed by Overcomer and Dream Unforgiven. That's a 2-for-2. 2-for-1 in the big fight, but then the one consideration in the bottom lane. It's a mess. It's just a mess. And, yeah, we were wondering if the game would go late game, and here it is. We're getting there. So let's take a look at some of these items. Jhin has his big 3 items. He is a very strong boy. Caitlyn headed there. Needs that last of the 3rd items to really complete that trifecta. Some other things. Black Cleaver finished for Kane. You have a Death's Dance on Camille. That's really nice. Headed for the Titanic Hydra, but not quite there yet. Dragon already just started up by Bandits, and Outlaws a little bit late to respond. Overcomer just trying to zone. No smite from Dream Unforgiven, but they're able to rush that one down. So now Soul Point for Bandits. I'm getting a scam phone call, sorry. Yeah, Soul Point for Bandits. And about a 2,000 gold lead for them as well. That's honestly pretty insignificant at 30 minutes. It's all going to come down to how these fights actually play out, as Pink Ward's the arch nemesis of Jin, as he has to blow his full clip into one of those Pink Wards, but he'll take down 2 in the pit anyway. And now with Baron spawned, everybody setting up for it. Just Trust Me Mate doesn't have teleport, but he's set up in this bottom lane to split push. And that could be really risky for Outlaws. We'll see if anybody tries to call their bluff, as that teleport was just burned into the Baron pit. Should be pretty public knowledge. As Oath returns to base, he's going to set up, it looks like Oath and I'm Trouble. Going to go ahead and try to respond to this split push for now. And the whole game kind of balancing on this next Baron fight. If it's decisive for one team, it could decide the rest of the game. But for now, peace on the Rift. For everybody except minions. They're all dying pretty horrifically. You know, no one really talks about that. How do you think the minions feel every single game being slaughtered? They're just pixels, they don't really care. Red Wheelbarrow gets caught. The Vi combo comes through as Oath is able to finish that one off with the E. Suppression comes out onto Dream Unforgiven. They're able to trade that one back as Overcomers split from the rest of the team. Oath and Given kind of fighting a duel to the death, but deftly intervenes with a captive audience. Tainted Red gets slowed up by the Storm Razor and the Dancing Grenade for the double kill, and the final spark for another as Bandits pick their fight and find it there. Just Trust Me Mate not able to enforce his will on I'm Trouble. A lot of low health bars, though. They can't go for Baron. They find a really good fight, but they can't find any objective afterwards. And so the game extends. What's very strange is, despite that fight, the gold lead didn't grow at all. Maybe 500 in favor of Bandits. After a 4-for-0 fight. Or a 4-for-1 fight, excuse me. So, 33 minutes in, we're setting up again for Baron number 2 and a potential second scrap over this objective. Oath looking for the Dark Binding. Gonna force the Black Shield out. Don't really blame the itchy trigger figure for Tainted Red. Vault Breaker being charged. There's always that moment of anxiety when that Vault Breaker is being charged. Oh no, Oath is bound in the pit, and the Baron just going to wail on him. Ace in the hole over the wall. Forces him to Zanya's. Even going to get on. Not able to find that Blaze Reach, though. He's in trouble. He gets taken down. The Assault and Battery enough to do that. I'm Trouble. Uses his shield just to try to influence the fight, but he'll be taken down by Just Trust Me Mate. Ace in the hole blocked by Dream Unforgiven. Ooh. Alright, so they find a pick on the jungler in exchange for their top laner, but it's going to force Bandits back to base again. Outlaws now walking toward the pit. They're going to get vision control over that area for the first time in a while. But Red Wheelbarrow's pinging in the chat on the Infernal Drake. I think that is a very important next step in this game, is those dragons a little bit easier to kill than Baron. Uh-oh, Dream Unforgiven in a lot of trouble. He doesn't know it yet. Now he does. Gets knocked out of the Vault Breaker. big precision protocol, but he gets rooted up. A nice captive audience, and Leona comes back over the wall as well as the assault and battery, and he'll get taken down by the auto. I liked the initial look, but the team collapses for Bandits, and that's a very important pick now, as there's 1 second and the dragon is up. This is Infernal Soul for the Bandits as Outlaws, clearing out some vision, clearing out some traps, but they're not going to be able to contest it in time as Blue Team secures the Infernal Soul. And that Luxult is thick across the wall. Dream Unforgiven picks up another kill off of the captive audience. And this Jin and Lux now with Infernal Soul can get super free poke. They pop over the wall and they find the Caitlyn for a kill. Oath is on a killing spree, and they'll roll in toward this mid lane inhibitor. Curtain call opened up. Can he find Tainted Red? Finds 1, finds 2, finds 3! The kill on the fountain as Nexus turret number 1 dies. Nexus turret number 2 dies. Will the Nexus fall though, as Camille able to rejoin the fray? Hits the Exec ultimatum, but a stopwatch from Oath will buy some time. Given goes in on the Umbral Trespass, but he'll fall as well. A double kill for Dream Unforgiven, and Nexus number 1 pillaged by the Bandits. That was quite a game. 35 minutes and 46 seconds on the clock, 34 to 18 in kills, and 1 Nexus dead in favor of Bandits, despite a really good performance by Just Trust Me made on the Camille. Had the Flame Horizon, had a lot of damage. Just going to briefly show some stats before we get invited to game number 2, probably. Oh, look at that damage chart, though. Those are some big lines for Oath and for, more importantly, Deathly. So we'll take a short break and we'll be right back with game number 2. Bandits lead the Outlaws 1-0. Alright, welcome back ladies and gentlemen for game number 2 between the Outlaws and Bandits. Game number 1 we saw just kind of a slugfest that eventually the Bandits were able to find a couple of picks in, and eventually the Nexus. So what will game number 2 have in store for us? So far, just a couple of the same bands, nothing out of the ordinary so far. And the Leona going to be taken off the table, so that's different. That leaves up... I don't remember. It's different. It's an 80 carry. I just don't remember which one. But it's available and potentially first pickable by the Outlaws, and we'll find out what it is. Those, I believe, are the same 3 bands for the Bandits, though. So again, apologies, I'm pretty tired after working all day and I've been solo casting, so taking it a little easy. It's the Zac that's going to be first picked by the Outlaws. So something that wasn't contested in game number 1 is available to them, and Bandit's just going to snap that Jhin back up, as well as a Nautilus to go with it. So I like what the Bandits have started with here. For game number 2, just going back to the well, very similar lane to what they ran. The Leona, of course, banned, so go for the Nautilus. And now Outlaws, with a couple more seconds to think about their lives, are gonna lock in a blind Tryndamere for Just Trust Me Mate. We saw him do really well on the Camille in game number 1, now opting for even more split push potential. And they're going to go back to the Malzahar, so didn't think that that was an issue in game number 1. Instead now, Bandits will get to answer it again, with the Lux still available for Oath as well as any other option. The Diana was banned against him in game number 1, but they're just going to opt for the Shen. So the safe top lane for the Bandits again. You know, had decent map presence on it, but yeah, did fall pretty far behind in that matchup, unfortunately, so we'll see if he can have a little bit better game against the Tryndamere this time. Lux is going to be banned, so Oath will be playing something different. And the Morganagon as well. It's all bot lane focus, potentially, for the Bandits. They can ban out a lot of different things. This could be a Caitlyn ban, could be something else targeted toward the support. And it'll be the Lulu, so another support gone. And we'll see first Outlaws go for another ban, and then we'll see what Bandits want to pick up. Do they get rid of the Diana again? That would be something, for sure. And there it is, the Diana ban. I am the god of predictions, and so humble. And my wife immediately tries to knock me down a peg. That is what a spouse is for, of course. Galio going to be the lock-in for the Bandits. They're pretty low on damage right now, so I'm actually a little bit worried about that. I need to see what they're going to round it out with to finish it off. But Count Me is not a huge fan of the Galio pick currently, but we'll see if they can prove me wrong. Janna going to be hovered and locked in for Outlaws. And what will they pair with the Janna? The Caitlyn's still available, of course. Vayne Janna, the very classic duo. For sure it will not be a Samira, Twitch, or Jhin. Again, god of predictions. And it'll be the Senna. Okay. Senna Jana bot lane. That sounds... Oh. Am I behind on Pentac? What just happened? Huh. The regular champ select just started for some reason? Oh, it's because it's blind pick. Oh. Alright. Well, we're going to be a little extra couple seconds. Hecarim, the final lock-in for Bandits, which I do like. They have the Hecarim Shen, Hecarim Gallia, like a lot of AoE combos. I just worry that they don't have any damage to kill Zac or Tryndamere. They can kill everybody else though. Okay, just as a general announcement on stream, this will be the last game that I'll be casting of the series today. We're running into... Because everything is taking so long, I don't want to... A game 3 would start probably around 8 p.m. and I don't want to be up that late. Like, I don't want to be up until 9 or 9:30 casting game 3. So, this will be the last game that I'm casting of the series today. However, I'm going to get all of the replays from my connection here, and we will cast the rest of the series probably tomorrow when I get home from work. Maybe Wednesday if I'm feeling not super great, because I got like 3 hours of sleep last night, I'm going to be honest, and tonight might not be any better, so we'll see how that goes. But provided everything is good, I will cast it tomorrow. So tentatively plan on that. But we're into the client draft now. And then I need to set up one other thing here while we watch some picks advance.
I could do better. I see you lack judgment. I must not fall.
We're almost out of Worlds 2020 Champ Select music, so really burning through it today. But yeah, as everything finishes up, again, thank you for joining us here on the stream. For those who are just joining us, or who are watching the VOD, we Return of the Middle Sticks. We're an amateur esports organization, have currently 4 teams across 2 different leagues, the GRLCS and Prophecy Cup, and always looking for people who want to come in. I tend to do casts of all of our games that aren't on another stream and that I'm allowed to do here on the channel. And yeah, would really appreciate if you hit the follow button, as that helps us out immensely. If you're really feeling charitable or have a free Prime sub, we do take subscriptions as well. You get a cute little crow emote to go for your trouble, as you see him next to the screen. But as we focus in on what we're about to see unfold on the Rift, I am very interested in this top lane matchup. We saw Just Trust Me Mate have a big success on Camille in game number 1, And now with the Tryndamere in game number 2, indexing
I have
even
no
more into
siblings.
that split push. And that means that he
Ignorant
is
thrall.
potentially going to just pop off and kill every turret in this game. Um, so I'm really have my eye on that particular matchup. There's a lot of tools to try to help deal with that. Again, with the Shen, which is an okay matchup into the Tryndamere. Hecarim Galio can get from place to place very quickly and try to respond to it. And you have this big AoE. I just worry about your lockdown and ability to kill, particularly Zac and Senna. You're going to be kind of low damage if you're the Bandits. But we'll see how they play it out. Jin Nautilus should do very well into Senna, assuming that Overcomer can find the hooks the same way that he was able to find Zenith Blades in game number 1. So really looking for definitely an Overcomer to have a big game here in the bottom lane, and looking for just Trust Me Mate to have a big game up in the top lane for the Outlaws. But we'll see how it all plays out. Oath was the one that had the big early lead for the Bandits in game number 1 on the Lux against the Malzahar. Now has the Galio, which isn't going to exert as much lane pressure, but has quite a bit better roaming, and a little bit less damage. So we'll see, again, if he's able to have that same impact, if he's able to get super far ahead, because he has really great people to combo with. Normally you need that other CC to go in first to combo with your Galio. Well, you got Hecarim and you got Nautilus. There's almost no better in the business to throw everything on top of. You have the Shen as well. If he gets in and mixes it up, you can kind of slow play your combo. You can like Hecarim ult in with the Shen. Once Shen gets there, he taunts in. Then the Galio over top means that you can lock people up for about an eternity. Like they could go, file some taxes, go to college, get another degree, graduate. Maybe not in COVID climate. Not gonna imagine walking across the stage. I guess I don't claim to know how it's all working out. It's been a couple of years since I've been in college, but regardless, it's a long time. It's a lot of crowd control. And even the spectator delay, probably not enough time for the amount of crowd control that would be coming out of the Bandits. For Outlaws, what they're really looking to do, again, is set up that 1-4 with Tryndamere. They need him to be strong in order for this comp to succeed. And then you have a lot of picks. You have a lot of slow, sustained damage over fights. You have the ability to chew through some of these tanks, but very slowly. And they need to find a way to kill Jhin in these fights. And that's going to be the big difficulty, I think, for this team comp, is finding the amount of damage that they need, unless Zac can just get tremendously ahead, maybe build a Leandries or something cheesy, then you throw the Senna ult on. There are ways, but they're very hard to execute compared to the very clean, pure AoE combo that Bandits have. So I worry about the draft for Outlaws, but you still have that bright shining spot. Again, Tryndamere. What a man. His right arm, stronger than his left arm. His split push, stronger than Camille's split push. He is a man's man, and he needs to be a man's man in this game. So, with Bandits leading 1-0, they have a chance to win game number 2 and put a stranglehold on the series, or you get the tie-up as the Outlaws might do that. I'm going to step aside for just a second. I'll be back before the game starts, though. Alright, welcome into Summoner's Rift for game number 2, where you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave. That would work better had this game actually started and spawned. There it goes. Alright. So game number 2. On the blue side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars for game number 2 are the Outlaws, down 1-0, and trying to equalize. In the top lane, Just Trust Me Mate playing Tryndamere. In the jungle, Given32 on Zac. In the mid lane, first time Sona reprising his role on Malzahar. And a red wheelbarrow, and Tainted Red 96 in the bottom lane will be playing Senna and Janna. On the red side of the rift, wearing the red health bars to match their logo for game number 2, looking to put a stranglehold on the series, it is the Bandits. In the top lane, I'm Trouble playing Shen, Dream Unforgiven in the jungle on Hecarim, Oath in mid playing Galio, and Deftly and Overcomer in the bottom lane playing Jhin and Nautilus. Again, 5 points to start off with for both teams, although kind of a not 5 point. There's only 4 points to the Outlaws, but I guess not worried. Honestly, that would be such a big brain invade path right now would be to come through here. I don't think I've ever seen this particular invade before, so yeah, they're relatively safe on that one. And plus, if you steal away Zac's blue, I don't think he really cares that much. Some tech choices. In terms of runes, you have the Comet coming out for the Janna, as well as the Glacial Augment from the Senna. Means that they're indexing toward poke and chase. The Janna's going to try to run up, throw the Zephyr on somebody, and then walk away. You get the Zephyr, you get the Arcane Comet, you get the Scorch, and it's actually kind of a nasty little not trade because it's impossible to trade back on you because you're Janna and you just fly away. This is the Tryndamere gameplay experience in the top lane. He got 1 crit during that, so he won lane. That's a meme. He didn't win lane outright, but gets a good trade, and it's going to force I'm Trouble off of the wave to start off with, which means that you can already see that CS disparity growing, and it means that Tryndamere's going to Shen is going to have to CS underneath his tower. Overcomer hits level 2, gonna go ahead and land the hook onto Tainted Red. The Ignite coming down forces the flash away. Definitely can't quite find the 4th shot, gonna throw it into Red Wheelbarrow instead. And the bouncing grenade not going to bounce where he needs it to, but the flash down off of Janna in exchange for the flash on Jhin and the Ignite. Not the best trade, but it's going to put the pressure now onto Janna and Senna. Overcomer is still walking forward, gonna work on that cannon minion. You gotta get it down to about half before you can execute it. And there it goes. Interesting that first time Sona went not for the skin. I guess the skin was the issue in game number 1, but now without the skin should be fine. Trade here from Oath. Actually doesn't use the passive auto, which is what does most of the damage in the trade early on, but we'll forgive him for that, as Given and Dream Unforgiven going to scrap over this red buff. Dream Unforgiven is relatively low, trying to heal back up. He smites the crab just for a little bit of health as Oath's on the roam. Given going to smite it away, though, is Tryndamere here to collapse. This is a 3v2 in the river. Oath gets interrupted out of his Justice Punch, hits a big taunt onto 2. They're trying to get Given, but he still has his passive available. As Given flies back in, the taunt comes through. They're going to get the passive out of Zac, but it's First Blood traded back finally by Oath, and Zac is going to be able to res. So 1 for 1 as Tryndamere and Hecarim both fall in the red side jungle. Little overextension there from Just Trust Me Mate, and he pays for it. And Dream Unforgiven gonna go for a greedy Hecarim back. Alright. Given trying to do his Raptors, and Oath is going to interrupt him. Gets the taunt, gets the smash down. That's really heads-up play by Oath to go immediately to those Raptors and find Given there. So, Oath is 2-0 on the Galio, and I know I was talking about Galio not being a huge damage threat. When you get ahead, if you can get that Proto Belt, you can get that Liandry's early on, That actually starts to really sting. Hook gonna land onto the Senna as Red Wheelbarrow trying to kite this one back out. Fourth shot coming through. That's a good trade for definitely an overcomer, but now the snare lands as they're looking to turn it back around. Heal popped. Excuse me, by Red Wheelbarrow. This is going to be a rough time for I'm Trouble right now. This wave has not been managed very well. He's already down 20 CS, and the wave could be perma-frozen by Just Trust Me Mate if he manages it correctly. It looks like he's shoving as he just spun into the wave, though. Something I think, especially gold top laners really should pay attention to is their wave management, is you can open up just fantastic leads based on how you manage the minion wave. Already a 25 CS advantage for Just Trust Me Mate. Had he been able to freeze there against I'm Trouble, that could be 30 or 40 already. And I'm Trouble just wouldn't be able to play the game at that point. But instead, gonna shove him back under tower. It's still very difficult for him to farm, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's a bad play. It's just not the 100% optimal play. But now with the Tryndamere ultimate available, it's going to be very hard for him to get any assistance even from Dream Unforgiven, who is behind on the Hecarim right now, at least in terms of levels. I think mostly as a result of that crab actually being smited away, but we'll see if he can start to equalize. Just Trust Me Mate under tower. Big taunt from I'm Trouble as he's trying to get that one. It's kited out. He has the Tryndamere ultimate available. The Galio ult popped. Not going to knock him up as Just Trust Me Mate now getting kited out. And Oath will take home the killing spree. Dream Unforgiven there just in time to kind of be that tantalizing target for Just Trust Me Mate to stick around. And yeah, all 3 kills now on the Galio. Now in the bottom lane, Overcomer finds another hook onto Tainted Red. One more shot should do it, and the 4th shot from Deftly finds home. Really well done in the 2v2. Now Just Trust Me Mate looking for Dream Unforgiven, gets the pull-true shout, but it's not enough. He doesn't have the ultimate. He's kited out. He's overextended, and he falls to I'm Trouble. He was a fast boy off of the Nimbus cloak, off of the teleport, but it just doesn't matter, as he doesn't have the Undying Rage available underneath the tower, and that means that he's given up a 2nd kill in just a couple of seconds. Given here to try to turn this around in the bot lane. Red Wheelbarrow layering in some autos. Given's taken very low. Gets caught in the Riptide, and the extra auto from Deftly will find that kill. Hooked just a little bit wide. I don't know that he necessarily wanted that, but now Overcomer has the depth charge available. He'll go ahead and pop it, but now as Tainted Red is able to rejoin, they're going to need to back out. So Deftly now 2-0, Oath 3-0. Those carries that we saw last game have such good early games and such good presence through mid-game are off to great starts again. I'm very curious what the discrepancy between these two AD carries is. It's already BF Sword Pickaxe Boots for Deftly. Red Wheelbarrow still just managing this wave under tower. He's already behind about 20 CS. You don't need all of those CS necessarily as Senna. A little bit more utility pick, but 20 CS and 2 kills behind at this point is going to be a big discrepancy. And if he goes tier, it's almost unlaneable at that point. But we'll see what he picks up. I'm Trouble gets another taunt under tower. That Rebel Vest actually helping him out to draw some aggro. As they'll look at this dragon now. Dream Unforgiven sweeping through, has the smite available. Not. Oh, he is going to start it up finally. Oath does not have the heroic entrance, but has a pretty good shove. Big prio in mid, big prio in bot. Oh, Senna went for the tier. Alright. So I know it's the standard build, but when you're sitting on tier longsword compared to BF Sword Pickaxe, you actually just can't lane. Dream Unforgiven forced to smite because he's low, he's able to secure it. Ooh, a little bit spicy there, but they grab the Ocean Dragon nonetheless. So Bandits out to a big lead early on. 2,000 gold and a dragon at 9 minutes 50 is pretty good. Oath hanging out over the wall, maybe looking for the steal. Wins a war over the wall, but definitely smited away. Not definitely the 80 carry, but anyway, Given gets the smite. And they'll get the Rift Herald. And they'll probably look for that top lane just to try to get Tryndamere as far ahead as possible. Interestingly, he has the crit cloak. I guess that's he should be going for an Essence Reaver first, is my understanding in terms of Tryndamere builds currently. Is that right? Is that crit cloak BF Caulfields? Yeah, I'm not sure. Red Wheelbarrow taken pretty low. The flash away, the fourth shot into Tainted Red. Now the Curtain Call coming up. We're not going to watch it, which means that it's hitting, but we're not seeing those kills. The fourth shot just a little bit wide. Overcomer trying to get vision, forced to flash over the wall. He's ignited. Oh, the Sentinel ult plus the Tornado is enough to take him down. There was a redemption on the stream for Copy Pasta. I'll get it in a second here. Tainted Red still dodging back out, definitely trading back blows with Red Wheelbarrow. Can he find the kills? Senna stopping to pick up some souls. Zac is on the way. Given looking for the counter kill. He flies in. Definitely is low. He gets smited down. Stretching strike into the let's bounce. Couple more bounces, but there's the Shen ult to save him. Now Senna's here. Hits the W, but the damage doesn't quite come through onto the Jhin. Flash in mid lane away from first time Sona as everything blows up around the map. Alright, I think we have a second. X-Craze, thank you for redeeming your channel points. Oath looking for it? Okay. You're mechanically dog shit, and your macro is embarrassing. Like, just relax. Had I taken it serious, you'd been clowned, bro. Thank you for the redemption. Alright. Six to 3. Back to about 1,000 gold lead. So some positive plays here for the Outlaws recently as Bandits trying to extend their lead. Big little fiesta there in bottom lane. You can see the CS leads turning into CS Oceans at this point. 47 now for Deathly as he's going to clear out a couple of these minions, extended out to 50. But the 60 CS lead in the top lane for Just Trust Me, Mate. If he hadn't given up those extra kills under tower, he would be in a super commanding position right now. They're going to drop the Rift Herald for him as well. I don't even want to look at the gold gap right now. Look at the Essence Reaver compared to Tabby Bramble. I actually don't think Just Trust Me, Mate was in range for the plates there. That might have been a misstep, but yeah, now he's got the tower. That's 600 more gold in his pocket. You can see the 2,600 gold lead currently for the Tryndamere over the Shen, and I don't think that's going to close anytime soon, unfortunately. So Outlaws really needs to play around this top side. Bandits really need to play around this bottom side. Oath has his heroic entrance available as they're looking to finish off a couple of these turret plates. About 30 seconds left before those all fall. Oath gets on to first time Sona, trying to get that trade. Gonna force the Malefic Visions out of him. That's not a great trade for first time Sona. And he's going to get six. Oh, the flash forward looking for the Justice Punch. Trying to get the taunt. He's under tower, finds the Winds of War. Oh, he's not quite out of there. That tower shot did just enough. So the solo kill for Oath, but unfortunately the trade by the tower. So now 7 to 4 and a gold lead back for the Outlaws. This is what we saw in game number 1. The gold ping-ponged back and forth until about 30 minutes when Bandits were finally able to find a couple of fights and secure their big lead. But now 15 seconds on this Infernal Dragon is going to be a bit of a contention, I would imagine. You can't really send Tryndamere in there. He's ahead, but he's not like far enough ahead that he just 1v9s. So I'm curious how they play this out. I'm Trouble has the Stand United available to try to join the fray. And in a full 5v5, I definitely favor Bandits team comp even at this point. But we'll see. Just trust me, mate. Just wailing around on this mid tower as Oath trying to clear his way through. First time Sona able to join as well. The dragon has spawned and no one has paid any attention to it, unfortunately. So now Zach slingshots his way into the bush. I don't know if he expected somebody to be there or if he was trying just to get a cheeky position. Either way, definitely an overcomer looking for a trade onto Red Wheelbarrow. Force him into the Spectre mode. I don't remember what the W is called. Vigort's going to land into the double knockup. Where is Zach? What is Zach doing right now? There he comes in on the Elastic Slingshot, but it's too late. The Sen is already down. It's a killing spree for Deathly. He's forced back away. He has the fourth shot. The heal back up. Captive Audience not quite able to find its mark as Overcomer able to get out as well. He still has his flash available on the Nautilus and definitely starting to heal a little bit back up. Now Oath looking for first time Sona. Comes through, doesn't find the snap taunt. That was kind of strange looking. Given jumps back in. Has to be careful as gonna get slapped into his support. Heroic entrance coming through. Given doesn't get knocked up, able to walk back out to safety. Senna ult finds its mark though. The Dawning Shadow will trade that one back as Remand Forgiven joins the fray in the bottom lane and takes down Tainted Red. 9-4 in kills. The gold lead still stays where it was, but first time Sona wailing down on this tower is going to be the tipping point for this particular fight. So now Dragons started up for the Bandits as the Infernal Dragon under fire. Oath just throws some of those Hextech projectiles over the wall, I guess. I'm not sure what the Proto Belt does against the wall, but they'll take down the Dragon. So 2 Dragons going to be the big trade. They need to be careful about this mid lane tower. Tryndamere's just going to town on it. I guess he didn't do that much damage. Taunt lands from I'm Trouble as he forces away. He's got the Undying Rage available, gonna have to pop it now. Trying to spin away, has the flash, has the move speed from the Nimbus cloak, and he'll get back out to safety. I love this snap back from the directed camera. Nautilus is very interesting. He's in the base. No, he's not. Alright. But that is a lot burned from the Tryndamere. He'll have that ult back in about 30 seconds, because for some reason that ultimate just doesn't have a cooldown, and Tryndamere always just has the most levels in the game. He's already almost out to a Flame Horizon. 159 to 68. He's very good at hitting the minions. But now Overcomer and definitely looking for this pick in the bottom lane. They found the bottom lane of the Outlaws as the knockup happens. Flash away from Senna. She's actually out to safety. Captive Audience not going to land as just Trust Me Mate teleports in, trying to layer some auto attacks in. The Jonathan ult not enough to disengage, and Tryndamere falls before his ult comes back up. Definitely takes the kill as the boys have joined in as Oath and I'm Trouble able to join the fray. First time Sona gets taunted up on the side. Hook not quite there from Overcomer. The flash away from first time Sona, but the double taunt big from I'm Trouble, and they'll find that kill underneath the tower. Tainted Red will fall as well. Double kill for Deathly underneath the tower, and the tower itself go to the Bandits. This is where my analyst would talk, if I had one. But it's about 1,000 gold lead, excuse me. Oh, a big knockup under tower. Dream Unforgiven still tanking up the tower shots as Oath swings in to rescue. Given hits the Let's Bounce, so ultimate down for the Zac is not insignificant grab for the Bandits currently. As they rotate toward the mid lane and up to this top side, there's no objective on the top side of the map for them to grab as they kind of swoop in toward the mid lane. Tryndamere by himself in the top lane. Right now, not a threat. Could very quickly become a threat, though. Overcomer and Tainted Red, 2 ships passing in the night. I like this chroma. I kind of wish that I had gone in on the Astronaut shop, because this is a nice chroma. I don't remember that event at all. I don't remember most of the events at all, I'm going to be honest. I guess that's kind of why the Spirit Blossom one was so unique. But, yeah, anyway, push in mid here from the Bandits as they're looking to secure some vision. The Captive Audience lands onto first time Sona. They're going to blow a bunch of crowd control onto him, and they will take him down. Senna ult not in time to give that big shield as Zac is turned into some goop. Red Wheelbarrow trying to fight back away from the Zac, but they're going to find him as Deathly goes unstoppable. That fourth shot did so much damage. Tainted Red playing with the last little bit of health left in his kit. Dream Unforgiven and I'm Trouble looking to just ward off Tryndamere here in mid lane as the curtain call comes down and the fourth shot lands onto Red Wheelbarrow, but there's just no damage to follow through. Captive Audience just sails a little bit wide, and the mid tower will go down in favor of Bandits. Their macro looks a little bit better this game than it did in game number 1. Dream Unforgiven over the wall. They hit the fear onto Just Trust Me Mate as Oath is able to join. He's got the ultimate available and just doesn't hit the button. So the taunt and the kill go to I'm Trouble, and they'll find another pick onto Just Trust Me Mate. I don't know that he gets out even if he hits the button, to be fair, so maybe that was the consideration. But it's Baron started up for the Bandits. Again, a very early Baron for them. They don't do it particularly quickly. They are tanky, so at least there's that. But there's just no answer here from the Outlaws. Game number 1, they got caught kind of off guard by it. Game number 2, they're caught off by it again. That was not a great smite. It was down to 194. That could have easily been stolen. Most of these objectives could be, but Outlaws just not in a position to contest, and they'll lose out again on another Baron just after 20 minutes. Second Rift Herald is summoned here in bottom lane as Given looking to at least equalize some of the turret count, and he will be able to break this open eventually. A couple more slaps to the tower. Some fun facts about Zac's sound effects. They were made by putting dog food into a condom and slapping it against a wall. This is the quality stream facts that everybody watches the Middle Stick stream for. So, anytime you play against or with a Zac, when you hear that noise, I just want you to imagine some wet dog food and a condom being slapped against a wall. That's all that I ask. Dragons started up by the Bandits as they're looking to burn this one down, and they will secure dragon number 3. 15-5 is the current kill count here at 22 minutes, and still only about a 2,000 gold lead. Not the biggest one. We saw them have a 2,000 gold lead earlier and kind of squander it. We'll see if they can continue to extend this one. This time it feels like they're more in control of the game. As weird as that sounds, I don't know if that's like empirically true. I mean, it definitely isn't empirically true. We've seen them blow like 3 2,000 gold leads so far in the course of 2 games and eventually secure one. But this feels like they're in more of an advantage than that now. But Bandits continuing to push in. I guess it's mostly because it's like a just gigantic ocean up in the top lane, right? It's 3,000, the advantage for Just Trust Me Mate over I'm Trouble. And if you got rid of that, that would be how the game kind of feels, because we're not feeling the effect of the Tryndamere yet. But now on 2 items, probably going to back and buy a third. He's, I guess he's not that close, but that's where the hopes lie for Outlaws, is they really need Just Trust Me Mate to start plowing down some of these towers, getting some gold into the pockets of his friends, because right now they're on poverty watch. But tower being pushed in the mid lane. Oath is a lot safer in these side lanes than he was in game number 1. On the Galio rather than the Lux. It's going to be very hard to get on top of him. And now everybody from Bandits hanging out over the wall. They're going to look for the pick on Given, and it should be a fairly easy mark. Fear into knockup, into death as Oath takes home the kill. And now the tower here in the bottom lane going to be under fire as well. I'm Trouble is fighting back decently against Just Trust Me Mate. You have to be really careful about that ultimate, and he's going to be able just to ult away. But into danger is the flash forward from Red Wheelbarrow. Not quite able to get it, but Tainted Red will find the kill onto Dream Unforgiven. Suppressed underneath the tower. Oath able to hit his stopwatch. They need to kill the tower. Okay. Issue number 1 taken care of. Now the curtain call opened up, and it's curtains for Janna. Double kill for Deftly as Oath flies in over the wall. Justice punch into the knockup. A triple kill for Deftly. And the Bandits push in on Nexus, or on the inhibitor tower. Teleport coming in from Just Trust Me Mate. He's got his ultimate available. He's going to run very fast in here, getting some autos down. Can he definitely kite this one out? He cannot. It's a shutdown going to Just Trust Me Mate. And I'm trouble now trying to fight with Given. He should eventually be able to finish this one. Oh, they're going to give it to the Tryndamere. Another shutdown for Just Trust Me Mate. He's so big at 4 and 5. Jesus, he's got a 6,000 gold lead on I'm Trouble. All right. This is going to have to truly be a 1v9 performance from Just Trust Me Mate in order to make this one work. We'll see if he can come through with it, but right now it feels like the better plays have been made in the game by Bandits, but Outlaws still have that last vestige of hope, that last arrow in their quiver, if you will. And now he's pushing in on the bottom lane tower. That fear just didn't land onto him, and he's going to continue to auto through. Galio ult comes in, had the ult available, but didn't pop it again, but it's the trade back. So a shutdown going to Oath as they catch Janna in the jungle. Definitely picks up another kill. The hook from Overcomer. They find another one. Oath up back on a killing spree just as quickly as he lost it. Given and First Time Sona now trying to run away. First Time Sona very slow on the Malzahar, just plodding along. Definitely fires the shot. The captive audience will root him back up. He'll get knocked up into hook, into knockup, and he's gone again. Definitely able to track him down, and now 45 seconds on Baron number 2 as the Bandits sweep through. It's hard. These situations where he hasn't hit R, he's probably going to die anyway, right? I don't know if you just don't take the chance, or I guess I don't know. I'm not a Tryndamere player. I would never want to be a Tryndamere player. I hate that champion. But, you know, potentially saving it for the next fight, for some fight where it's not completely stacked against him. Top lane pushed in. Not going to go for that turret immediately as Given jumps in trying to secure his own blue buff. He does successfully, but he might pay for it as he does smack a couple of people into each other. Now trying to kite back away slow from Deftly. Knock back from Dream Unforgiven. It's going to splatter him all over again. The Bloblet's taken down 1, 2, 3, and 4 as Oath is on a rampage. 8-1 on the Galio, and the Bandits will turn toward Baron. Shen gonna try to teleport down to the bottom lane to stop Tryndamere. Doesn't find the taunt. This is apparently way more interesting than the Baron being taken, and I'm Trouble gonna be forced to run away. Now the poultry shout from Just Trust Me Mate as he's layering in the autos. The gameplay experience from Tryndamere as he gets like 4 crits in a row. He does have like almost 100% crit. It's not completely bullshit. But, a lot of kills going the... well, a lot of kills. The Baron goes the way of Bandits. The kill in the bottom lane for Outlaws as well as the tower. He's looking for it. Another poultry shout onto Oath. He has the ultimate available. Able to pop it. Can Oath kite it out? It doesn't look like. It's an 800 gold shutdown for Just Trust Me Mate. And now the inhibitor turret under fire. No ultimate available as the Hecarim jumps in. Not able to get the knockback. Well, we'll finally finish off the kill, but they lose the tower in the process. A messy, messy game. 25 kills to 11, and it feels like Outlaws still have a chance. They're going to start up this dragon, and this might be too much. Oh my god. The auto there from Deftly as Hecarim flies in. 50-50 on this dragon as Deftly's on a killing spree. He gets taunted up, but the Shen ult is enough. The dragon is secured. It's Cloud Soul for the Bandits as now Given in a lot of trouble. He'll be taken down. The Bud Light Ace for the Bandits as now what will they be able to grab? Tryndamere... oh, that's his own Senna pinging that. They're gonna back for now. I'm Trouble and Overcomer going to be left to shove here in the mid lane. And I don't think they're going to be able to get a tower for that successful fight by the dragon. Ooh, the game continues to stall out. Yeah, Just Trust Me Mate is here. Poultry shout. We've seen this before. Auto attack, spin, auto attack, poultry shout, Overcomer in trouble, able to get out. How's he so fast? Where'd he hit the jets from? Good for him. You know. Um, oh, definitely walking forward. Gets the auto. Captive Audience not quite there, but the push continues for Bandits here in the mid lane. Overcomer pretty low. Could be a target of some unwanted attention. As Just Trust Me Mate now split pushing in that bottom lane, but the inhibitor tower's already fallen. Taunt not quite going to come in. Tainted Red gets chunked by that third shot from Deathly. Not even the fourth one. Captive Audience sails just a little bit wide. The fourth shot almost kills Red Wheelbarrow from full health. Deathly is so far ahead. Why are they backing? They can just end the game. They've chosen to stay, and now the big fight, the 4v4. This is really the fight that matters. Captive Audience lands. The flash forward definitely is huge. He's unstoppable. Dream Unforgiven, get the heal back. It's a triple kill for Deathly on the backside of that fight. And now it's finally cleaned up. Just Trust Me Mates onto the Nexus turret. It's a quadra kill for Jin. It's perfect. The stage is set. He goes into his ult for some reason? No, that wasn't his ult. I don't know what's happening. Fourth shot on the tower. It's almost a base race. Shen is able to chase off Tryndamere. The Nexus is under fire, and it's going to fall the way of Bandits. I'm Trouble and Just Trust Me Mate fighting a really uninteresting fight on the top side as Nexus number 2 falls, and Bandits will move to match point. I just wanted to highlight the 311 CS to 93 in the top lane. Also, the 228 to 85 in the bottom lane. Definitely is a monster. 19 and 2 on Jin. Oath had a really good game. Whew. All right. Unfortunately, that's going to do it for me tonight. I do need to get to bed because I work at 4 in the morning because my boss hates me or something. Um, oh my God. So game number 2 goes to the Bandits. They lead the series 2-0. That's where we're going to pick up the series tomorrow from replay. I'm going to get them all from my contact, so um, don't worry about that. But we'll be back tomorrow approximately 5 p.m. Central, probably a little bit earlier, maybe about 4:30 p.m. Central. Will be when we'll start the rest of the series. Whether it's one game, whether it's 3 more, we're going to finish it tomorrow. So please come back tomorrow for the conclusion of Bandits versus Outlaws. And thank you all for joining, and hopefully you appreciated the cast.